What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Fireside Giants. I'm your host, Anthony Rivardo. My co-host, Alex, is on the way. Fret not. We will be getting some Alex Wilson reactions today, too. But I am here starting up the live stream a little bit early without Alex to kick off Sunday afternoon. New York Giants versus New Orleans Saints. The Giants looking to go 2 in a row and improve their record to 2-3 versus the 0-4 Saints. Let's get a dub today, boys. I'm feeling good. I got some coffee in me. I had a nice breakfast with my girlfriend, and I am excited to watch the Giants hopefully make it 2 wins in a row this season. Very, very hyped up for this Sunday afternoon. I want to see another Jackson Dart W to start his career 2-0. I want to see Cam Scatterboo get in the end zone. I can't wait, guys. It's going to be a fun one. So strap in and make sure that you keep our play-by-play going nice and loud for you. We'll be doing the whole game. I see Jeffrey Wheeler in here saying he's ready for my emotional play-by-play. You guys have been loving my play-by-play, so get ready for another play-by-play reaction video live stream today. Matthew Angus saying, Scatterboo! Mrs. FSG, first one in here on YouTube. Appreciate you tuning in, you lovely lady. Brainy Ballers, here we go. Let's do it. Fireside is pumped. Fireplace is pumped. I am pumped too. Christian Whitehead's ready. Colton, our guy, is in here. NATO, Scott, good to see you. Kenneth, good to see you. Got a lot of people in here. Carmelo, what's up? What's up? NATO saying he's working, so he's here the whole game. Well, hey, I'm here to give you the play-by-play live in the background while you do your work. And hey, the Giants are getting ready to kick off to the Saints in the Superdome. You all let me know, how's my audio sound? How's everything feeling? Are you guys predicting a win? Drop your score predictions down below as Jamie Gillen sends the opening kickoff up and away. Bounces, it's fielded, and this is a great job by the New York Giants special teams to tackle the New Orleans Saints returner inside their own 10-yard line. Great start to the game for the Giants special teams. Let's get it. And that'll bring out second-year starter Spencer Rattler, New Orleans Saints starting quarterback, who has started his career 0-10 to this point. Giants trying to make it 0-11 today. Spencer Rattler starts this game up under center. Single back formation with Kamara behind him. Takes the snap. Play action. Steps up to throw. Way over the head of his intended target, Rashid Shaheed. Falls incomplete. Cordell Flott in coverage for the New York Giants. Ralph, I see you're saying you're behind. If you're behind, just pause the live stream for about 2 minutes and then press play on YouTube. It'll just sync right up for you if you pause it and time it out. 2nd and 10 here for the New Orleans Saints offense from their own 9-yard line. Spencer Rattler once again under center in the single back. That's Shaheed in motion. He's going to hand to Kamara, who's going to find a little crease there and fall forward for a gain of about 4 yards. That'll bring up 3rd down for the Saints. The Saints did activate Taysom Hill and Foster Moreau off of the PUP list yesterday. They are active for this game. Third and 6. Saints have the ball at their own 13-yard line. Spencer Rattler's in the shotgun. There's a flag on the play. I believe it's a false start to back up New Orleans. Christian, you got some parlays on the Giants today? What do you have? What do you have? I actually just bet the Giants money line straight up because they were underdogs in this game, which confused me. So I just took the Giants money line. I feel like that's a good bet. It was at plus 110 or something, I think, on my sports book. 3rd and 11 here for the New Orleans Saints offense, backed up after the false start penalty. They have the ball at their own 8-yard line. Rattler drops back out of the shotgun. He's under pressure. He fires incomplete. Javon Holland diving to break up the pass intended for Chris Olave. A great first drive for the New York Giants defense, and that'll send out the Saints punt unit to give the ball to Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterboo, and the New York Giants offense. Chris Olave ran a crossing route over the middle of the field. Some pressure off the left side by Brian Burns forces a step up and a throw from Rattler. And Holland makes a great diving pass break up there. Awesome stuff from the Giants defense. Gunnar Olszewski back deep to return this punt. Saints punting from deep within their own end zone. Punt is up and away. It's short, and Olszewski's going to let it bounce. He's not going to field it. It's going to take a Saints roll out to the Giants' 41-yard line, and that's where the Giants' offense will take over. 22-year-old rookie quarterback Jackson Dart is coming out onto the field for the second start of his career. Of course, we all know how last week's start went for Jackson Dart. 89-yard drive for a touchdown on the first drive of his career. Can he get 6 points out of his second opening drive of his career? It's 1st and 10 for the Giants offense from their own 41-yard line. Darts in the shotgun with Scadaboo to his left. Takes the snap. Quick screen out to Wan'Dale Robinson. Gets ahead of steam. Flies forward for a gain of about 4 yards, but is stood up right there. I do like the quick screen game getting going early. It looked like it might have been an RPO. I think Jackson Dart had the option to hand it. They're going with a quick tempo offense. They're already back lined up here, getting ready to snap the ball. Dart sends Scadaboo motion, takes the snap. He's going to look over the middle of the field, throw complete to Daniel Bellinger across the 50-yard line. Is he down at the 40? The ball came out. Saints say they recovered it, but the ref rushes in to say he was down by contact. Sinister Soup saying he prefers my play calling to the broadcast. Really do appreciate that. Thank you. I have a lot of fun doing this. And yes, Brady Baller's great throw there from Jackson Dart. Comfortable throwing across the middle of the field. That's something that we've seen through the first 2 weeks. So that's 1st and 10 for the Giants from the Saints 40-yard line. Play action. Dart has all day to throw, but he's going to scramble, and he's going to pick up about 6 yards. He slides to protect his body. That's something that Giants fans have been calling for him to do. Protects himself, but picks up 6 yardage in the process. He looks very calm and collected so far in this game. I'll say that for sure. 2nd and 4. Giants have the ball at the Saints 34-yard line. Dart's in the shotgun. Takes the snap, hands to Scadaboo, who's going to push forward for gain of 5 yards and a first down. No, I'm sorry. For a gain of 4 yards, that's going to bring up 3rd and inches there for the Giants offense. Scadaboo! They're showing the replay of the Bellinger reception where he fumbled it, but they called him down by contact. Okay, so the Tony play call or the broadcast was actually right. That was a 1st down. So CBS had it wrong. This is why you tune in to Fireside Giants on Sunday afternoons. They've now corrected it. It's 1st and 10 for the Giants offense. So 1st and 10, Dart's in the shotgun. Giants have the ball at the Saints 30-yard line, and they're driving. Dart takes the snap, play action, quick screen out to Wan'Dale Robinson, who's going to make a man miss and gain about 6 yards on the play. Tackled by Demario Davis of the New Orleans Saints, 36-year-old linebacker who's been with the team for a very long time at this point. 2nd and 4 for the Giants offense coming up here from the 24-yard line. They are knocking on the red zone. Dart now in the single back under center. Scadaboo behind him. He's changing something at the line of scrimmage. Takes the snap. It's going to be an outside zone handoff to Scadaboo on the left side. He's met behind the line of scrimmage, but does fall forward for a gain of about 1.5 yards to bring up 3rd and short. Yeah, Dylan Jackson does look comfortable. Brady Ballers loves the play calling so far. I think it looks pretty good so far. These first scripted drives from Kafka, he's been pretty good on them the last 2 weeks. Let's see how he adjusts throughout the game. But also, let's get some 6 points out of this drive. Don't want to settle for a field goal. Giants have the ball 3rd and 2 from the New Orleans Saints 23-yard line. Dart in the shotgun, takes a snap. He's looking to throw. He's firing, incomplete. He was a second late there throwing to Wan'Dale, but there's a flag on the play. Wan'Dale Robinson was the intended receiver, and I think that the Saints cornerback jumped a little too soon, contact before the ball got there. That should be pass interference, and it should be a first down for the New Orleans Saints. That is pass interference on the New Orleans Saints defense. That's going to bring up first down for the New York Giants. That's Kool-Aid McKinstry, the second-year cornerback out of Alabama, just jumped a little too soon, went right through the back of Wan'Dale Robinson. Clear and obvious penalty there. First and 10 for the New York Giants offense from the Saints 19-yard line, now in the red zone. Slayton's the man in motion. Dart under center. He's going to double play action here. Now he's going to throw to the left side. Caught by Daniel Bellinger. Ball might have come out at the end, but I think he was down out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Nice throw there into a tight window between two defenders from Jackson Dart. Bellinger was reaching, trying to cross the plane. They're going to need to take a look at that, make sure he didn't fumble through the end zone. Right here, just before the Giants line up here on the goal line, we'll go ahead and bring in Alex Wilson for the play-by-play. What's up, Alex? How you doing today, my friend? The refs are indeed checking this and making sure that it was not a fumble through the end zone.
I'm hanging in there, man. Apologies for the delay. Got stuck on a little bit of traffic, but glad to see the Giants are on the 1-yard line potentially here and ready to punch this thing in.
Yes, the ruling on the field of a completed pass is being challenged by the New Orleans Saints. So they're not reviewing whether it was a fumble through the end zone. They're reviewing whether or not he completed the process of the catch, which to me it looks like he did, but we will see after this commercial break.
Oh, so tell me, catch me up a little bit. How'd the defense look? I think they look pretty good. I saw Javon Holland had a nice PBU.
Yeah, quick 3 and out there from the New York Giants defense. Spencer Rattler attempted 2 passes. Both were incomplete. One was about a mile high over Rashid Shaheed's head on the left side with Cordell Flott in coverage. And then the other one was the one that you mentioned, intended for Chris Olave, but Javon Holland made a great play breaking on the football.
Very nice. Yeah, I mean, listen, this defense is very good. Spencer Rattler's never won a game in his life in the NFL, so I think it's safe to say the Giants should win this game. I was surprised they were underdogs by 2 points, but, we will take what we can get. No doubt about it.
Absolutely.
Find a stream that isn't 5 minutes behind.
I agree with Sean. It does look like it was a football move before it was knocked out of bounds. I think it's a catch, but we'll see what the call is after the commercial break.
I think that's a catch, man. He made several steps before that ball came out. I think it was a fumble, if anything. Fortunately, if it is a fumble, it went out at the 1 and not out of the end zone. So that should be the Giants' ball. That should be a nice little Cam Scottaboo touchdown run. That's what it should be, and my fantasy team could absolutely use it right about now.
Yeah, if they're down on the 1-yard line, that's where you like to see Cam Scottaboo punch it in.
Absolutely. I can't believe these games over in Europe are so early in the morning. I forget just how early they are sometimes. It's like an 8 a.m. football game.
I think it was a 9:30 start today.
Was it 9:30? By the time
it ended up being a good game.
I know the Vikings snuck it out there at the end of Carson Wentz, man.
I got to say, man, that Browns defense is really good, though. They
Really
force a
good.
lot of turnovers. Their pass rush is sick. If they had a quarterback, they might be a dangerous team.
They got two young guys that neither of them are good. So it's
I mean,
unfortunate.
we'll agree to disagree on that. I think Shador Sanders is good, and I think that he should be starting over Dylan Gabriel, although I do understand why he's not. But I think that
That's
they
I gotta
actually would have
see.
a fighting chance if they started Sanders. But I don't want to keep talking about Sanders. Somehow he gets brought up every live stream. Hey, the
Oh
call
gosh.
on the field stands. The New York Giants have the ball down at the 1-yard
Dang.
line. They've got
Dang.
13 personnel in there. That's right. Heavy personnel package with 3 tight ends on the field. Single back formation with Scatterbo in the backfield. Dart is under center. Bellinger is in motion. It's going to be a play action, and he's going to throw to a wide open Theo Johnson in the end zone for the touchdown.
Theo Johnson getting involved. This is what we were saying, though, dude. This week, they need to get the tight ends more involved. And obviously, that means Theo Johnson, who they wanted to put a lot of kind of presence on this season, needs to be a big red zone threat for the Giants. That's a big touchdown right there. And look, the Saints are a bad football team. Good football teams, good quarterbacks beat up on teams like this. We just saw the Giants and Jackson Dart march down the field and score on their very first drive. That's exactly what you want to see.
Absolutely. Extra point is up and is good from Jude McAdam. The Giants take a 7-0 lead here with 9:34 left in the first quarter. An excellent first drive for the rookie quarterback, Jackson Dart. Not a single incompletion on that drive, including 2 tight window throws, one across the middle of the field to Bellinger and one on a corner route down to the 1-yard line to Daniel Bellinger. And then a quick play action off the 1-yard line and an easy throw to Theo Johnson to cap off the drive with 7 points. Great stuff from the rookie.
Yeah, and you see the Saints, they stack the box there. They're definitely playing the run. It's a good play design, man. I mean, that's better play calling from Mike Kafka. That's what we want to see. Really, really encouraged by that. By the way, Giants, they might have a new kicker, guys. Jude McTominay looks pretty good so far. Encouraged by what we're seeing there as well. Definitely some new players that are just making an impact.
Absolutely.
All right, see this pass rush now.
Not seeing the receivers get totally involved here. Just a couple of screens to Wan'Dale Robinson, the only completions, 2 receivers on that drive. Everything else went to tight ends. Curious to see what that looks like moving forward here with, of course, Malik Neighbors out for the rest of the season. Giants have to get creative to get their playmakers involved. You mentioned that tight ends need to step up, but I would like to see guys like Wan'Dale, like Darius Slayton get involved. But you know what, Alex? One observation that I had on that drive, and I want to hear your analysis of this. Giants, of course, without Malik Neighbors for the rest of the year. Question is, who's going to step in to replace him? A lot of discussions. Could it be Jalen Hyatt? Could it be Bo Collins? Instead, the Giants just run more 12 personnel on this drive. It actually ends up being Daniel Bellinger who takes those snaps out of the 12 personnel. What's your analysis on that?
I mean, listen, we know the Giants want to run the football, and we know the Saints have a pretty bad passing attack. So, if the Giants are like pretending like they have 12 personnel, a lot of 2 tight ends on the field, they're able to kind of mirror or like mask their running game and use that as bait almost. So I do like the fact that they're kind of leaning into that run look and then utilizing the passing game to catch the Saints off guard, because they're just going to stack the box and just stop the run and try to make you one-dimensional. That's really their only hope. So I do think it's a good move by Mike Kafka. It's a good move by this Giants offense and maximizing their talent. Like, listen, the only silver lining about Malik Neighbors not being available is that everybody else has to step up. The Giants can really evaluate who on this offense is capable of making players around them better, who on this offense is capable of rising to the occasion. We're about to find out the rest of the way. But, obviously losing Neighbors is horrible. It sucks. It is what it is. But there is a lot of information we can gather from that.
100%. 5 for 5 passing for 44 yards and a touchdown on that drive was Jackson Dart. He also added 6 rushing yards on that one scramble. And hey, that's 2 games, 2 touchdowns for Theo Johnson on a touchdown streak here. He's a player who on Giants Collective on Thursday night, I said to keep an eye on versus the Saints and for the rest of the season, because he has a particularly strong relationship off the field with Jackson Dart. That is Dart's best friend on the team. I know a lot of people think it's Cam Scatterbo, but it's actually Theo Johnson. They spend a lot of time outside of the facility hanging out. In fact, Theo Johnson joined Jackson Dart while Dart was apartment hunting earlier this offseason. So they're close friends, and that's why I think you're going to see one of the many reasons why I think you're going to see Theo Johnson get heavily involved this season. So that's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Saints offense here. Spencer Rattler on the sideline for this play as Taysom Hill gets his first action of the season, the Swiss Army knife for the Saints offense. Ball was downed in the end zone by the Velus Jones, and so the Saints are going to take over from their own 20-yard line.
I'm trying to get me a little Paramount trial.
Direct snap to Alvin Kamara, who runs off right tackle, but only picks up about 4 yards as he's gang tackled down by Darius Masua and some other Giants defenders. Flag on the play. It's going to be an offside on the New Orleans Saints. Rashid Shaheed lined up in the neutral zone. That'll bring them back 5 yards, and that'll make 1st and 15 for the Saints offense.
They're a horrible team, dude. We should not lose this football team.
Agreed. 1st and 15 from the 15. Spencer Rattler back in the game under center here. He's going to pitch out to the right side to Kamara, who's going to make a cut. He's going to make a man miss, and he's going to bring it up to the 25-yard line. That's a 10-yard gain there on 1st and 15 to bring up 2nd and 5. Missed tackles on the play from Dexter Lawrence and Tyler Nubin.
Nubin?
No, I'm sorry. Nubin made the tackle, but Dexter Lawrence did miss one.
All right, all right.
2nd and 4. The Saints off. Rattler again under center here. He's going to bring Shaheed in motion. He's going to hand to Kamara off the right side, and he's going to be met by 2 Giants about 2 yards in the backfield. That's Abdul Carter and Tyler Nubin with the big tackle for loss on Alvin Kamara.
Abdul Carter, there goes that man again.
Yeah, excellent job inside move to meet Kamara, and a great job setting the edge by Tyler Nubin, and they wrestle down the veteran Kamara. That's 3rd and 5 now. Spencer Rattler's in the shotgun from his own 25-yard line. Ball is snapped. Rattler drops back. He's under pressure, hit as he throws, but he's going deep. Intercepted by Javon Holland, but there's about 3 flags on the play.
Oh.
Clear and obvious, I think, defensive pass interference on the New York Giants.
Come on, boys.
Brian Dable is arguing to the ref that the ball was tipped, and that's why it came up short, and therefore this shouldn't be a pass interference, but nevertheless, they're going to call it anyways. Pass interference on Deonte Banks. Chris Olave running a double move there. It's hard to really blame Deonte Banks when the ball is 7 yards underthrown, but nevertheless, he did hold on to Olave and cause him to slip. Darius Alexander with the pressure and quarterback hit. Ball is snapped. Handoff is to the backup running back. Who's this? Tackled by Nunez Roches. Gain of minimal. That's Kendre Miller for the New Orleans Saints.
I love watching all those flags come in. It's so funny. Oh, God.
Ball is snapped. Rattler drops back to pass. He's going to complete to Olave right around the 1st down marker. I think they're going to mark him just short. Looks like a hold on Roy Robertson Harris that they missed. 3rd and 1. Rattlers under center. Quarterback sneaks it and falls forward for an obvious first down. Keeps the drive alive.
I'm in a survivor pool with like 50 people, and every week you have to pick a new team to win. I got the Giants this week. This is the only time I could use them. I feel good about it.
Yeah, I was telling my buddy to pick the Giants. He picked the Rams. Look at how that went.
Yeah, a lot of people picked the Rams this week. They all got obviously axed. Good for me, but I need the Giants to win.
I'm not in any survivor pool, but I can tell you I definitely would not have picked the Rams.
The Niners are a good team. Like, you never know.
1st and 10. Rattler drops back the pass. He completes it. Gain of about 6 yards there. Holland and Okereke make the tackle. That's Vele with the reception.
And the Saints are just going to dink and dunk their way down the field. That is basically all they have. You know, they're not going to do much down. I don't think Rattler's that good of a quarterback.
Rattler is not any semblance of a good quarterback.
Correct.
2nd and 4, though, for Spencer Rattler and the Saints offense, who are across the 50 thanks to that long DPI that they got. They have the ball at the 34. Handoff is to Kamara. He's going to be tackled right around the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of a yard. That's once again Abdul Carter making the play.
Carter's slowly making more and more and more of an impact every single week. He just seems to get better and better, which is really, really encouraging. He's already playing at a Pro Bowl caliber level, and he is in his 5th game as a pro.
Third and 3 here for the Saints offense from the Giants' 32-yard line. Rattler in the shotgun, drops back to pass. Throws, completes on the left sideline to Rashid Shaheed for a first down. Cordell Flott in coverage. Giants running that cover 1 man there, and Flott gets beat. 1st and 10, Saints. Spencer Rattler on a quarterback draw. He's going to find some yardage, but be stopped for a gain of only 2.
The Giants secondary so far this season has been a bit concerning. I think they still need some time to gel. Obviously, the chemistry is a bit fresh, but there's a lot left to be desired still.
Yeah, I think they need to stop running man coverage. I've been saying this forever, but there's this weird narrative among Giants fans that apparently they play a lot of soft zone, but it's just not true. That's going to bring up 2nd and 8 for the Saints offense from the Giants' 21-yard line. Rattler, quick swing pass to the right side. That's Chris Olave. Makes Paulson Adebo miss and picks up a first down. Poor tackle angle from Adebo there.
Lots of bad angles too. The secondary seems to be poorly coached in some ways. I know we have a new CB coach out there. I think Marshawn Manuel. Is that his name?
Marquand Manuel is the Giants' new defensive backs and passing game coordinator.
Yeah, need to have better
1st
angles.
and 10 for the Saints offense. I believe that's Taysom Hill as the fullback with Alvin Kamara in the backfield. Goes in motion and takes the handoff, jet sweep, and who else but Kayvon Thibodeau sniffing it out, making the tackle about 4 yards in the backfield and hits him with a stank celebration. I gotta love it. Great play there from Kayvon Thibodeau.
It is kind of concerning. I mean, just watching the secondary, they're just so obvious like what they're doing. Like there's no disguises at all. Needs to get better in that regard.
2nd and 14 from the Giants' 16-yard line. Rattler drops back to pass. 4-man rush, stands in the pocket. Quick throw to Kamara, and he drops it.
We'll take all we can get. We'll take a drop, fumble, interception.
3rd and long here. Hopefully the Giants send some heat and try and force Rattler into a mistake. Yes, that drop will bring up 3rd and 14 for the Saints offense.
Which is necessary because now we're in the red zone. Kind of a methodical drive here by Rattler. They're just getting the ball out quick. Like Guys are open.
Yeah, they really only moved the ball so far because of that DPI, though. Rattler drops back to pass, throws, completes to Kamara at around the 10-yard line, tackled quickly by Bobby Okereke. That'll bring up 4th down, and the special teams units will come out.
Bend, don't break. We'll take it. The Saints did put up, 30 points against Dallas last week? So not completely incompetent. They're not good either. This Kayvon celebration is funny.
4th and 8. That's Blake Groupie out to kick for the New Orleans Saints. 20-yard attempt is up, and it is good. That'll make it 7-3. Giants lead with 1:40 left in the first quarter.
Just give me some Jackson Dart, man. Just want to see some more Dart.
What's your analysis on the Giants' defense on that drive, Alex?
Like I said, the secondary, there's a lot left to be desired. I mean, you could see Carter has some plays. Kayvon had a nice stop there on the jet sweep, sniffing that out. The secondary, like you said, they're just playing a lot of man coverage. I think that they could disguise their coverages a bit more, drop into different zones, and just confuse Spencer Rattler. Rattler looks like he's not the best at processing things. He doesn't have the best arm in the world. If you bait him into some bad throws, he will make those bad throws. The Giants are just playing a lot of man. He's watching things, and they're not getting anybody underneath. They're not really identifying weaknesses in his game and applying them. So, I kind of feel like this is more of a play calling issue and more of and obviously the tackling angles are still poor just in some respects as well. So I don't know. To me, there's still some schematic problems that I do think they could be a little bit better with.
Yeah, I agree. I really think that drive just boils down to poor discipline on the deep pass from Deonte Banks. Of course, gets called for the DPI, and that flips the field for the New Orleans Saints. But the Giants defense otherwise has done a great job. Of course, bending, not breaking there, and holding the Saints to only 3 points. So I can't complain too much. I just need to see Deonte Banks not find himself in a situation to commit a nasty penalty like that one.
Yeah. And in this drive right here, I think that, we'll see. Dart's game is kind of like, obviously they're going to try to lean on the run here, but I wouldn't be surprised if they took a shot downfield, try to get some explosiveness here. Obviously teams and now the Saints are probably going to try to stack the box and, play the run. There might be some opportunities downfield for them.
Absolutely. I would like to see the Giants offense open things up here for Jackson Dart. They don't have a ton of wide receiver talent even still. I think against a poor secondary, they should try and find some cracks in the armor and take some shots down the field.
I would agree. Honestly, I just kind of feel like they should do that for the simple reason that that's what we need to see from Jackson Dart. They're taking it easy, letting him kind of ease in, establishing the run, and that's great. I think that's fine if it's working. You don't have to fix what's not broken. But I do think that portion of his game is one of his strengths. So I'd like to see them lean into a strength of his and not kind of cover it up.
Yeah, Jackson Dart was a great deep passer during his collegiate career. And I know he's got the ability to do it at this next level, but they got to start calling some shots for him downfield. But hey, he did have that nice completion on the left sideline to Bellinger to get the Giants in scoring position. Olszewski fields the kick. He's going to cut and he's going to find a crease and he's going to take it out to the 29-yard line. That'll bring up Jackson Dart in the Giants offense. What are you hoping to see on this drive, Alex?
Just aggressiveness. Don't back down. Don't take this game easy. They had a good first drive. They were aggressive. They made some nice plays. Just don't play conservative football. There's no reason for it. Let Jackson Dart be him. Be aggressive. Sling the rock. And don't play like there's anything to lose.
I'm with you. 1st and 10 for the Giants from their own 30-yard line. Dart's in the shotgun. 12 personnel once again here, 2 tight ends. Quick play action, and this is flipped out to one of those tight ends. That's Bellinger for a 7-yard gain.
We'll take it. We will take a 7-yard
Bellinger
gain.
having a big day. 3 receptions already in the matchup.
That is a big day.
Elsewhere in the NFL, they're showing that Tyler Warren scored a touchdown for the Colts. 2nd and 2 for the Giants offense. Dart in the shotgun. Hand is to Scadaboo. There's a big hole over on the right side, and he rumbles and bumbles and stumbles his way for a nice gain of a first down and then some.
Love it. I mean, like I said, Cam Scottaboo is my RB1. Tyrone Tracy, really good compliment, but in my opinion, I definitely feel like Scottaboo's earned that job, and he should keep it even when Tyrone Tracy does return this upcoming Thursday, most likely.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what that backfield split will look like. Dart, play action to Scadaboo. He's surveying. Now he's going to flip out to Scadaboo, but that ball is batted down at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. Second and 10 for the Giants offense. They have the ball at their own 43-yard line. Theo Johnson in motion. Dart drops back to pass. He's going to pump. He's going to hold it. Now he's buying time. He's making people miss. He's scrambling. Now he's across line of scrimmage, and now he's across for the first down and then some, and slides down at about the 33-yard line. Great play from the rookie and a ton of poise under pressure.
Yeah, poise. There's that word again. I mean, listen, when you have a quarterback, you can turn a negative play into a positive. You know you have something special. You know, this is a guy that the Giants feel very highly about, and I think we do too, just watching his demeanor in the second game of his career.
Absolutely. And that's now twice in this game. He has scrambled, and twice he has slid on the play. That was a great play by Dart. Nobody open, buys all the time that he can, and then just finds a crease and hits it with a lot of speed. He looked really fast on that play, Alex.
Yeah, I think this year, or this game rather, I think Dart realized how sore he was after last week and said, you know what? I don't actually have to take these hits. I can preserve my body. I don't have to be, limping after every game.
Yeah, of course, we know that Dart was dealing with the hamstring injury during last week's game. He was a full participant all week at practice, though, and obviously he's on the field today, but the Giants are going to want to be cautious. By the way, that's the end of the first quarter. The game's in a commercial break, but the Giants looking really good so far here in this first quarter, after the first quarter.
Yep. I just saw that. Wow. What a great, I mean, that's a superpower. A quarterback that has the ability to extend plays like this.
100%.
Man, like I said, so, looking at what Dart's done so far, he's beating up so far on a bad football team. And I think that the Giants have been one of those teams that unfortunately has struggled against bad clubs. We've seen them lose to the Panthers last year, for goodness sake. You know what I mean? Like, this is a team that has always played down to their competition. Jackson Dart, at the very least so far, looks like he's playing well above this level of their opposition. Like, he has now reset the benchmark. It's early in his career, so I'm not going to say he has permanently done so, but you can tell that the floor of this team has been elevated in a pretty significant manner, Anthony. I don't know if you feel that way too, but I do feel like the floor is much higher, and I feel like the ceiling, we haven't even seen close to what the ceiling could be if he continues to compound growth and have good days and good weeks the rest of the way.
Yeah, the floor of this offense, I think, has been elevated just by the sheer fact that this quarterback can run with the football and make plays with his legs, scrambling to make plays, but also quarterback designed runs like the draw last week for his first career touchdown. So I agree with your analysis there.
Yeah. I don't know. This is a pretty good situation for the Giants to be in, looking this good against the Saints already. Obviously, the defense has some stuff to clean up, but I think the defense, to me at least, feels like they get better. Hopefully they'll kind of build into this game. Like against the Chargers, they kind of started to build into that game and set the tone, especially the pass rush. I think that so far we've seen some nice plays from Kayvon. Obviously, some good stuff from Carter too.
Absolutely. But that's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Giants offense as the second quarter gets underway. Giants have the ball at the Saints 34-yard line. Dart in the shotgun, drops back to pass. Saints bring blitz, but it's picked up quite nicely. Dart scrambling again. He's throwing across his body, complete to Darius Slayton, who has got a first down and is across the 20-yard line into the red zone. The Giants march once again.
Dude, anytime anyone says those across his body, I'm like, that's getting picked off. Like, anytime someone says that.
Yeah, well, that was a beautiful throw across his body. He stepped up through the pocket, avoided the pressure, and then threw it across his body into the flat to Slayton, who was running a nice drag route. Slayton with a
Beautiful.
nice fingertip grab at his knees, and then turns it upfield and gets the Giants into the red zone.
Again, this is what turning negative into a positive looks like. Love to see
For
this from
sure.
Dart, especially at a young age.
And Dart's going to keep this one and fall forward for a gain of about a yard or two after the play action was actually to Wan'Dale Robinson, who came across on a jet sweep.
Interesting. It looks like they haven't run the football this much on this drive. They're really letting Dart do most of the damage here, which is pretty. This is what I said. We wanted to see him be aggressive, and now he's doing it.
They've barely run the football at all in this game, actually,
Yep.
even dating back to that first drive. And now this already bad secondary that the Giants were picking on is even worse, with Justin Reed ruled out for the rest of the game with a concussion. Handoff is to Scadaboo. He's going to dance around the line of scrimmage. He's going to gain about a yard and then be crumbled down by 3 Saints defenders. There was not much there for him on that play. Bring up 3rd down.
It's something that, like, Dart's just like I think partially why Dable loved Josh Allen so much is because of how random he was. Like, you can never really predict what his next move is. Jackson Dart kind of has that mentality too. Like, he just kind of does things and you don't see it coming. And I think that does actually bode well. He's very hard to game plan for because of that.
For sure. 3rd and 7, though, here from the Saints 15-yard line. Dart is in the shotgun. Takes the snap, drops back, surveying the field, firing, touchdown! Theo Johnson with his second of the day.
Theo, have yourself a day, big fella. Have yourself a day.
Jackson Dart. Theo Johnson runs the post route, and Dart hits him between 2 defenders for his second passing touchdown of the day, both to the second-year tight end, Theo Johnson.
Wow. Damn. Theo Johnson having a good day. You love to see it. This again, tight ends, good play calling in the red zone, but Jackson Dart already bringing a level of poise and a level of confidence to the red zone that we have not seen. I know last week, obviously, against the Chargers defense, that was obviously one of the best in football. Hard to accomplish much, but he's tearing apart the Saints defense. He's destroying them in the red zone. This is a great confidence builder for him. Really good start to this offense. It's just any drive, they could score. It's beautiful.
That's 2 red zone trips and 2 touchdowns for the New York Giants offense. I don't think we've said that once this season. But that's a great drive from Jackson Dart. Cool, calm, collected, plenty of poise, as we said. And once they get down into the red zone, he faces a 3rd and 7. And I wanted to see, how would he respond to a 3rd and 7 in the red zone? Would he convert, or would the Giants settle for a field goal? No, he rips one into a tight window, and Theo Johnson gets his second touchdown of the day on an excellent throw from Jackson Dart and a great play call from Mike Kafka and the New York Giants offense.
Dude, the cool thing about that throw is that he stared it down the whole time and he still made the throw, like, with ease, just a perfectly located, let the thing rip. He saw the guy he wanted open, didn't hesitate for a second. Sometimes you don't have to go through 3 reads to score touchdowns. You just need to wait for your guy to get open. Jackson Dart knew this is the guy that's going to be open. Obviously, they identified probably something during their film study that they, realized that that safety was not going to be able to bite down fast enough. And there you have it. Dart slings it in there for a score. That's 14 points, 2 touchdowns on 2 drives. Unusual for us, brother. Unusual.
Rather unusual, but hopefully becoming the norm now with Jackson Dart as the quarterback for the New York Giants. Hot start to this game, hot start to the rookie's career. He is diming so far in this one, looking to make his career get off to a 2-0 start as a starting quarterback. Loving what I'm seeing from Dart so far, Alex. Giants relying on the passing game, putting it all on Dart's plate and telling him to eat. And so far, he's having an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Oh, he is feasting. I mean, it's a great throw, perfectly located. And the best thing about that throw, I don't know if you got a second look at it, it was placed perfectly to Bellinger's inside shoulder so that the safety could not hit him or drill him the ball out of his hands. Like, it was perfectly placed right on that front shoulder. So he was able to spin, locate, and then seal it up for the touchdown there. But ball placement was perfect. Timing was perfect. He was able to kind of leverage the safety with his eyes, looking to the right for a second and then shifting over to Theo Johnson. Really nice stuff there. Like, that's perfect execution. You see that from veterans. So this is his second game ever. Really encouraged by that.
100%. And an insane statistic just shared by the CBS broadcast. You ready for this one? This is the first time that the Giants have scored on their first 2 drives of the game since 2020. 5 years since they've scored on their first 2 drives of the game. An incredible statistic there. But Jackson Dart ending a dry spell for the Giants that lasted 5 years.
So the Giants haven't won back-to-back games in 2 years. So this is encouraging. I mean, you have a long way to go in this game, so I'm not going to say they won this yet, but obviously a very, very encouraging start.
100%. But yeah, this was a great throw. They're showing another replay angle of it. Just a great throw from Jackson Dart. And hey, honestly, this offensive line is doing its job so far in this one.
Yeah, they have been. I mean, even last week they looked really good. So listen, that first game against Washington, yeah, it was really bad. No Andrew Thomas. I think people really underestimated just how much of an impact Andrew Thomas was going to make.
1st and 10 for the Saints offense. They hand off to the running back, and Brian Burns swallows him up behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 2 yards.
Brian Burns, another guy. Everyone eats on this defensive line. Nobody is underfed, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, great play there from Brian Burns, who truly is playing like a defensive player of the year candidate so far this season. 2nd and 12 for the Saints offense from their own 14-yard line. Rattler throws quick to Olave on the right side. I'm sorry, that's Shaheed on the right side. He picks up about 9 yards. That'll bring up 3rd and short for the Saints.
This would be a big time for a stop. Get the ball back.
And pile it on.
Pile it on. Exactly right.
3rd and 2. Saints are lining up Rattler in the shotgun. Shaheed is the man in motion. Nobody follows. Looks like zone coverage. Giants rush 4. Rattler throws. Wide open receiver and a 1st down there across the 30-yard line. It's Devon Vele with the reception.
Vele was recently traded from the Broncos, I believe, to the Saints.
Correct.
He's not a bad player, actually.
No, not a bad player at all. Rattler takes the snap here. He's going to throw tight window, caught by Chris Olave for another 1st down. Saints offense is driving now. Just a skinny post route there from Chris Olave against the zone coverage defense, and Tyler Nubin didn't bite down in time. Rattler's going to keep this one. He's going to run, and he's going to pick up another 1st down here. Saints are moving the ball with ease on this drive.
Very odd. Very odd. The secondary just definitely looks like they have not gelled yet.
Yeah, quick tempo offense here for the Saints. They're back on the line of scrimmage, ready to go once again. Rattler changing something at the line of scrimmage. It's 1st and 10 for them from the Giants' 45-yard line. Rattler in the shotgun after changing the play, takes a snap. He's going to hand the ball off, and there's going to be another crease there. That's going to be a pickup of about 6 yards for the Saints offense.
I'm seeing a lot of DBs slipping out there. I don't know if you're seeing the same thing, but I've seen Banks, I've seen Flott, and Phillips all slip.
Yeah, I've seen some slippage. Looks like this Superdome turf might be having some grip issues. Yeah, 2nd and 4 for the Saints offense. 10 minutes left to go in the 2nd quarter. Darren Waller just scored a touchdown for the Dolphins. That's 3 in 2 games. Rattler hands to Kamara, who's going to punch his way forward for a gain of about 3 yards to bring up 3rd and 1.
I mean, Kellen Moore's. It's also important to remember they have like one of the best play callers in the game as their head coach. So definitely have to remember that sometimes. It's crazy how play calling can make such a difference.
For sure. 3rd and 1. Taysom Hill is the quarterback. He takes the snap, and he's going to cut and fall forward for a gain of about 3 yards and a first down. Giants looked like they had a chance to stop him there, but he found a little crease and found a way to pick up the first there.
Taysom Hill's always going to fall forward a couple yards.
True that. But that brings up 1st and 10 again for this Saints offense that is driving on this one. Rattler back under center here from the Giants' 33-yard line. Takes the snap, play action. He's bootlegging to his left. He's throwing into the flat. It's caught but tackle for a loss of 2 yards. Darius Muasau on the stop.
All right. Every now and then, Muasau, he's a ghost most of the game, and then every now and then, Muasau comes up and makes a play. You're like, whoa, forgot he's on the team.
Honestly, he's gotten a lot better, I'll say. I think over the last 2 weeks, he's really improved his game. But also, I'm going to give a shout-out to Brian Burns for a great play here. He kind of chipped and pressed against the tight end while he was leaking out into the flat, slowed him down, and gave Muasau enough time to get there and make the stop. So good job by Brian Burns. 2nd and 12, Rattler drops back the pass. He's going to throw, blanketed in coverage was Chris Olave with the Cordell Flott all over him and breaks up the pass, incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd and 12.
All right, this is where you got to get off the field or limit them to a field goal at the very least.
Absolutely. Lots of contact on that one, but the refs say it's clean. Awesome play there from Cordell Flott.
Yeah, it's just they're trying to eliminate our pass rush by getting the ball out fast. So cornerback's got to be ready in the first couple seconds of the route. The ball's going to be there.
Yep. But that's 3rd and 12 now. Saints have the ball at the Giants 35. Rattler drops back to throw. Incomplete. I believe Olave. Yes, Olave was the intended receiver on a deep out route. Slipped out of his break, and the ball flew overhead and out of bounds to bring up 4th and 12. Another stop from the Giants defense.
Happy to see somebody slipping that's not on the Giants.
Yeah, that ball wasn't going to be caught anyway. I think it was going to be out of bounds. Adebo in coverage, and he was sitting on the route anyway. Blake Grupe's lining up to attempt a 53-yard field goal for the Saints. The kick is up, and it's between the uprights. It's good. That makes it 14-6. Giants have a lead with 7:41 left in the second quarter.
Love to see it. And guys, if you're just tuning into the live stream, make sure to hit the like button below. Helps us out, get more people in the stream, build the community, obviously. Try and do as many streams this season as possible for you guys. Really appreciate the love. And if you're new to the channel, not subscribed, make sure to subscribe as well. Giants Jackson Dart era has begun, and we are going to be here and hopefully drag us out of the dark ages.
Absolutely. And Brainy Ballers, thank you so much for the super chat saying smash that like. Yes, do as he said, do as Alex just said. Make sure if you guys are enjoying too, smash the like button. And we have a lot of viewers over on Twitter, have over 1,100, almost 1,200, 1,100 viewers over on Twitter watching us. If you're really enjoying what you're watching, jump over to the Fireside Giants YouTube channel and make sure to subscribe for daily analysis on Big Blue, and do leave a like on this live stream. So if you're watching over on Twitter, just jump over to YouTube and do us a favor and ring the bell and also smash the like button. Much appreciated.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see what's happening. Yeah, Darren Waller, I'm just seeing that again. Jeez, Christmas, man. What is that Panthers CB doing? That's so funny. Let's see what's going on around the rest of the National Football League right now. I know the Cowboys are beating the Jets 10-3. Not surprising. The Jets are very, very bad. The Colts, obviously, 14-3 now. Broncos and Eagles are in a kind of a very quiet defensive battle right now. 3-3 in the second quarter. Dolphins demolishing the Panthers 17-0. I guess the Bryce Young era may be shorter than we thought. He looked good last year, and seemingly things are getting much worse as the weeks go by here. So I'm curious what happens there.
Yeah, I think they're going to be moving on from Bryce, man. He hasn't looked good this year. Also, big shout out to Colin saying he's watching live TV coverage here in Scotland, but
Love
listening
it.
to our commentary. Really do appreciate you tuning in and have fun over in Scotland. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, appreciate the smashing of the like button, Sean, and watching overseas. Hopefully, you got a nice beverage in hand. I believe it's probably in the evening for you around dinner time, so perfect time. If the Giants score, oh, this is a good one. Fireplace Gaming. If the Giants score on their third consecutive drive, Alex should put on the helmet. Your wish is my command, good sir. I guess I must.
I agree with him. That's a great idea. Thank you, Fireplace.
Got the helmet right here, ready for action at any given moment. It's been sitting there. Hopefully, there's no spiders inside.
Apparently, Alex has a spider problem in his home. The Saints are getting ready to kick off the ball to the Giants, and back deep to return is Gunnar Olszewski and Deontay Banks. This is going to be fielded by Olszewski in the end zone. He's going to take a knee. Giants offense will take over at their own 20.
Love a good knee, man. Love a good knee. No fumbles. That's what it means to me. So what are you thinking about this drive? I'm thinking maybe a little bit more scatterboo this drive, but I also don't think they have to do anything different. They're moving the ball quite well. Jackson Dart's moving it with his legs. He's not taking many hits. I think
they don't need to change anything. I mean, this secondary is terrible, and Dart is seeing it very clearly and making these throws. Let him keep going. He's got 110 total yards on the game, including 83 passing.
Yep.
Dart's in the shotgun. It's actually Singletary to the left of him. And he's going to play action, and he's dropped back. He's got all day to throw, and he's going deep. Dropped by Darius Slayton. It was in a tight window. Looked like it should have been hauled in, though. But that ball kind of hung up there for a while, dropped on Slayton, and he wasn't able to bring it in.
He has those problems. Him and the Giants have the most receivers who can't catch in football, I'll tell you, man.
And CBS has the cameramen with the worst angles in the world because this is twice that they've shown this replay and I can't see it. Yeah, that should have been caught. Okay, finally we get a good angle, and that was in Slayton's hands. He 100% should have caught that one. 2nd and 10, Dart is going to take off with it, and he's going to run. He's going to fight forward, take a shot, but get the first down.
He's a big dude, man. People don't give him credit. You mentioned it last stream. He's like, how big is he? He's the size of Josh Allen.
225. He's the same height and weight as Patrick Mahomes. He's not as big as Josh Allen. He's the same height and weight as Patrick Mahomes. People talk about him like he's some little kid. He's a big dude.
Yeah, and he's only 22. He's going to get more size and probably muscle over the years as well. We saw the transformation from Daniel Jones over time.
That's true. Daniel Jones was a skinny string bean when he entered the league, and he got jacked by year 5. 1st and 10, Giants. Dart takes the snap. He's going to throw a quick screen out to Singletary, and he's going to drop it. Nobody around him, just drops it.
Get Cam Scatterbo on the field, man.
Singletary was lined up out wide there on the left side.
Yeah, dude, that...
2nd and 10 for the Giants offense. Jackson Dart staying in the shotgun. They're moving quick here. Giants have the ball at their own 45. Dart takes the snap, hands to Singletary. Not a ton there for him. He's going to pick up 2 yards, maybe 3 on the play to bring up 3rd and long. Third and 8 for the Giants offense. Let's see if they can keep the drive alive here. Have the ball at their own 47, 48, pardon me. Dart takes the snap, drops back. He's under pressure. Quick throw out to Singletary in the flat, who's going to fight forward and pick up only 4 yards. It's going to bring up 4th down and likely a punt for the Giants.
That drive stalled because of Singletary and Darius Slayton. That was a perfect throw.
2 drops on that drive. That was a perfect throw. That should have flipped the field and given the Giants another 6-point opportunity. Instead, a 1-possession game, they're going to be punting back to the New Orleans Saints.
Dude, that throw is perfect. Actually perfect. right over the head of this of the CV. Like, you got to catch that, brother.
Agreed. And Dable's
$36
pissed
million.
off for Singletary dropping that.
He
Gillen is
should be.
punting the ball up and away. Fair catch called for and made by Rashid Shaheed to down the New Orleans Saints at their own 13-yard line.
Man, gotta catch that, bro.
Yeah, Giants have to help out their rookie quarterback here. Can't be dropping the ball as they did twice on that drive.
Needs to be caught. Posting a picture. I also started Jackson Dart in my fantasy team this week like an absolute maniac. So I figured I might as well get at least 50 rushing yards out of him.
Well, he's already got, I believe, 30-something rushing yards and 2 passing touchdowns, so he must be doing well for you in fantasy.
He's doing great. Yeah, I started him over Kyler, mainly because I assumed the Saints defense was going to be horrible, and they are horrible. But Dart's like just his style of play like does bode well for fantasy purposes. Man, you miss Neighbors for moments like that.
Agreed. That deep shot to Slayton absolutely would have been a deep shot to Neighbors if he were healthy and playing. So missing him on that one. Giants haven't missed him too much so far in this game. They found ways to push the ball through the air regardless. However, missed him on that play. Slayton needs to catch that one. And as Mrs. FSG points out in the chat, Dart already has 15 points in fantasy.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
That throw too, I just want to point out, I mean, it was pretty decent pocket for what it's worth, but he threw that from a standstill base, which is pretty awesome. I mean, he launched that thing like 45 yards downfield from a standstill base with guys getting pushed into his chest. So he's got arm strength, man. Dar has underrated arm strength. Really, really happy with that throw.
Yeah, that was a great throw from Jackson Dart. You're right, from that standstill base. Pocket began to collapse a little bit, so he couldn't step up into it, but just launches it all arm and drops it right on the money for Darius Slayton. But Slayton just needs to haul that one in.
Yeah. Yep. And Kathy, appreciate this. TV is muted listening to you guys. CBS is horrible. I mean, their camera people can't get the freaking football in frame, so I'd rather listen to us too.
Thank you for tuning in, Kathy. 1st and 10 for the Saints offense from their own 13-yard line. Spencer Rattler is going to drop back and play action. He's going to throw deep, looking for Shaheed. It's caught. And Shaheed is going to go all the way for a touchdown.
There's the Giants. See, but like you understand, yes, that is a defensive problem. Obviously, that is on the defense, but I actually blame Darius Slayton for that because the Giants should never have punted that football away. Him and Devin Singletary are at fault for what just happened. That's what not
Giants
doing your job
offense, inability to execute and extend what should have been a big drive for them. One possession game, you punt it back to the defense. Or to put your defense back on the field. And that's a beautiful double move there from Rashid Shaheed, who's one of the fastest players in all of football. He had Tyler Nubin completely turned around, hauled that one in. Credit to Spencer Rattler for a great throw. And that's a huge 80-plus yard touchdown for the New Orleans Saints to make it a 1-point game.
So bad, bro. And the Giants have to invest in a real WR2. They can't keep depending on guys like Slayton. Good dude. Good guy. Just not a consistent football player.
Yeah, that was the first time in a long time that the Saints had Spencer Rattler drop back for an extended period instead of throwing the ball out of his hand quick. But the Giants pass rush did not get home there. Rattler steps into it and launches a bomb, and Shaheed tracks it and takes it all the way to the house. Tyler Nubin again was turned around in coverage there, Alex.
Ugh. I need to know. Listen, is Jalen Hyatt playing today? Not that I wanted to see him
Yes.
catch the ball either, but like, is he even getting any opportunities out there?
He's been on the field, but again, the Giants have primarily been running 12 personnel, 2 tight ends.
Right.
They have not been targeting or putting many receivers on the field.
Man, QB market was so bad this past class. I would have just honestly, I don't know if this is even remotely possible, but I would have rather signed DeAndre Hopkins at this point in his career, even though he actually looks pretty good this season over bringing back Slayton. But obviously, that's a moot point.
Indeed, it is. Rashid Shaheed hit 21 miles per hour on that touchdown reception. It's the fastest touchdown so far of the 2025 season as he pulls the Saints to within 1 point against the New York Giants.
Yeah. So like that's what's gonna happen, man. The Saints played this dink and dunk offense the entire first quarter and a half, and the Giants thought, well, they're gonna be more of the same, and then they get exposed in a moment where they're not they don't see it coming. So not good. Who was the cornerback in coverage there again? Was it a Debo?
No cornerback in coverage. I said it. It's Tyler Nubin.
Right. Oh, Tyler Nubin. Right. Yeah, Tyler Nubin. Yeah, he's having a tough start this season.
Yeah, it was a double move. He attacked Tyler Nubin vertically and then turned it into a corner. It's a post corner route. Pinocchio is what we'll sometimes call it over on my flag football team. And Shaheed breaks himself wide open there, and Rattler hits him perfectly in stride. Rashid Shaheed, good football player, exactly what the Giants were hoping to get when they drafted Jalen Hyatt, but they haven't gotten that so far. Kickoff is fielded by Gunnar Olszewski, who's going to be met by a couple of Saints defenders. He's going to take it to just the Giants' 26-yard line.
You can feel the momentum shifting. This is where if you're Jackson Dart, you gotta turn this around. You gotta do this yourself now. Get your team back on track.
Yep. Giants defense got caught there with the 2 deep safeties. They've been playing a lot of single high safety today. As soon as they run into 2 deep, they get exposed. Something to keep an eye on. 1st and 10, though, for the Giants offense from their own 26-yard line. Jackson Dart is in the shotgun with Cam Scatterbo to the right of him. Giants are in 11 personnel on this one with Jalen Hyatt split out to the right. Dart takes the snap. He's going to hand to Scatterbo, who's going off right tackle. He's going to carry a couple of Saints defenders along with him for gain of about 8 yards.
Love it. Yeah, so like they haven't really used Scatterbo much in this game so far. So I think now they're going to say, all right, like now set the tone. He's their tone setter on the grounds. Like, when he starts to put his head down and run through people, it makes a difference.
Absolutely. 2nd and 2 for the Giants offense. Dart's in the shotgun. Handoff is once again to Scatterbo, who's got a crease, and he's going to bounce around off a couple of defenders, pick up the first down, and then a gain of around 6 yards.
He really does just bounce off people. I don't even know how he stays up half the time.
His contact balance is really incredible. That's 1st and 10 for the Giants offense. They're moving once again. Reminder, guys, the Giants are going to get the ball after halftime. So a touchdown here could give them an opportunity to extend to a big lead if they could score out of the break. Yeah. 1st and 10 from the Giants' own 40-yard line. Jackson Dart's in the shotgun, changing something at the line of scrimmage. Takes the snap. He hands to Scatterbo again, and Scatterbo puts his shoulder down and falls forward for a nice gain of around 6 yards.
Love to see it. The young guys are moving the chains for us. We love to see youth on this team, rookie contracts, guys that are making impact. Yeah, man, he really just carries people with him. It's pretty crazy to watch.
It's impressive. Guy plays with a lot of power and grit. He's got 7 rushes for 35 yards so far in this game. 2nd and 4 now for the Giants offense from their own 44-yard line. Dart is going to hand to Singletary. He's going to find a crease, and he's going to be tackled after a gain of about 3 to bring up 3rd and 1. Understand giving Scatterbo a little break after you handed it to him for about 3 or 4 plays in a row, but now it's 3rd and 1, and I have to say, if that was Scatterbo, he probably falls forward and picks up that extra yardage.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Singletary doesn't have the same strength and power.
Yeah.
Well, 3rd and 2 now for the Giants offense. From their own 48-yard line to gain is about the 50. Giants are 1 for 2 third down conversion so far today. The handoff is to Scatterbo. It's a flea flicker. Dart is going to uncork one deep. Incomplete. It was underthrown for Slayton, coming back to the ball and broken up by Burgess, the defensive back for the Saints. That's one that Dart would have loved to have back.
Well, it happens. It happens. I think I probably would have just got the first down there. You don't have to get cute all the time. You're running the ball well. Scotty's picking up 5+ a carry. Just get the first down. Milk the clock. Now you're going to have to give the ball back to the Saints with plenty of time left. It's just stupid play calling like that. It doesn't make sense to me.
Good play call. It should have been a touchdown. He underthrew it by a mile. 4th and 2. Now the Giants are leaving the offense out there. That's why they didn't just punch it forward for the first down. Scatterbo's the man in motion. Is it just a hard count? Dart's changing something to the line of scrimmage. 5 on the play clock. Dart isn't going to snap the ball. They're going to take the delay game and punt it away. I don't love that.
Yep. I don't know. I just think take what's working. No reason to get cute and expose yourself to possible failure. But
should have been a walk-in touchdown, though. It's just the rookie quarterback missed the throw. That's it, you know?
Yeah, I just you don't have to do that on 3rd and short. You can do that on 1st and 10 if you want to.
Doesn't work on 1st and 10. You got to do it in a short yardage situation so they all crowd the line to stop the run when you're expected to run the ball on 3rd and short. Perfect time to call that play. If you call that play, you call it on 3rd and 2. Whoa, ball was almost blocked there on the punt from Jamie Gillen, and it's going to take a Giants bounce and roll out of bounds at around the 17-yard line of the Saints. Yeah, that was very nearly blocked there, but Gillen did get it away. Decent punt considering the circumstances. That was the same play call that the Giants had Week 10 in Germany last year versus the Carolina Panthers. They called that flea flicker infamously on 3rd and short, and Daniel Jones did not throw the ball deep. He took the sack and then was released from the team a week later. But this time around, it once again doesn't work for the Giants, but this time Dart just underthrew it a little bit.
See, that was kind of what I said before, and he just threw from a base. He didn't step into it at all. He just took the rock, and just stood there and let it go. And that's fine, but you got to put some weight under that throw, man. You got to lead your receiver. I think that's a learning experience for him. He had time to step up and really launch that thing into the end zone. Maybe honestly overestimated his arm strength on that one.
Yeah, he definitely needed to step into that one. He didn't. It came out flat and ultimately came up short.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, though, I bet I would be willing to bet anything Neighbors makes that catch. Anyway.
Yeah, it's where you want your WR1. Again, it's going to suck all season long. We're going to be saying things like that.
Yep. You're right. It does suck a lot. That's I remember this morning somebody, I think Adam Schefter tweeted out a whole bunch of positive reasons that of the repercussions of Neighbors' ACL tear allows him to recover from a partially torn labrum, turf toe, and his heel, and all sorts of positive reasons that he got injured. I'm like, dude, we just lost our best player, our best playmaker for the next 12 weeks. Is nothing positive about that, and we're seeing it in real time.
Yeah, although he does make some decent points. I mean, how long has that toe injury been bothering Malik Neighbors, and he hasn't had an opportunity to rest and let it heal? Now he finally can. So,
I mean, he's been dealing with it his whole career, even in college. He had the whole offseason to rest. Obviously, it didn't make much of a difference, but
yeah, can't really rest in the offseason. Got to keep training, but now he's just rehabbing his injuries. So, but no, I mean, I agree with you. It's a concern. He's now recovering from 3 injuries, and he was supposed to be recovering from 1. But anyway, Rattler's going to hand off to Kamara. Giants defense is going to swallow him whole, but he's going to pick up 3 yards anyway. So that'll bring up 2nd and 7. That'll bring up the 2-minute warning here.
Oh, good old Giants.
Oh, boy. Stupid penalty there from the New York Giants. With the game clock winding down to 2 minutes, the Saints lined up and hit the hard count with 1 second before the 2-minute warning, and Brian Burns did jump off sides for neutral zone infraction, give the Saints a free 5 yards.
Usually what happens when you don't know how much time is on the clock. Tough break. It's just listen, it's an undisciplined team. This is partially why I still think the Giants are going to clean house in terms of coaching staff. I don't think Dable's safe by any means. I don't think Shane Bowen is even remotely safe. They're still a very poorly coached football team, and you can kind of see that week to week. Occasionally they look competent, but then the next week they just kind of revert back to the norm. Anthony, how do you feel about that right now?
You know how I feel about Brian Dable. No, I mean, you're right. They're a poorly disciplined team. They're a poor tackling team. A lot of the things that rely on discipline, not jumping off sides, keeping things clean in terms of penalties, tackling, catching the football, these disciplined plays, the Giants continuously fail and have poor discipline. And I think that has to fall on the head coach, and that's his responsibility. But listen, they're battling in this one. They need to get a stop here and make sure that they don't go into halftime down. And it's a week-to-week thing for Brian Dable now. He got his win last week. Can he get another one this week? But then what does he do next or this upcoming Thursday against the Eagles? It's going to be week-to-week. Dable's trying to extend his lifeline. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, listen, like you said, it's week to week. The entire coaching staff's on thin ice, even though Jackson Dart looks like the real deal. Imagine what a good coaching staff would do for a player like Dart. You know what I mean? Imagine having a good, disciplined coaching staff that elevates the players. Jackson Dart's going to look like insane, just unbelievably better. You know what I mean? We know the incompetency of this coaching staff, and he's still rising above that. So encouraging in that regard, at the very least.
Yeah, we'll see ultimately how the season closes and what the Giants decide to do, of course, later this year at the head coaching spot.
Yep. I mean, look, football's a momentum game, and the Giants manage to lose that momentum more often than not. Darts managed to keep the momentum alive, but then you have drops and all sorts of things that happen. No bueno. No bueno, man. Wow. 21.7 miles per hour. That is fast.
Yeah, they actually updated that. He was closer to 23 miles per hour. 22.7 something.
Damn.
He is what the Giants wish
Yeah.
Jalen Hyatt was.
Yep. And they spent, where was Rashid? Where was he drafted? Late, right?
He was a 4th round pick. 2nd and 7 for the Saints. Rattler drops back to pass. He's throwing long once again here, but this is incomplete. But there's a flag on the play.
You want to know where Shaheed was drafted?
He was the 5th, right?
He wasn't even drafted at all. He was UDFA.
Undrafted.
Damn.
Yeah, he's a good player. That's going to be Drew Phillips flagged on the play. Saints were trying to hit Chris Olave deep on a slot fade, and Phillips was holding on to him. Pass interference, spot foul, and an automatic first down for the Saints offense here.
Yeah. He's actually a free agent next season. I would consider signing him. Get you a deep threat that can actually do something.
Just another terrible throw from Rattler, bailed out with a pass interference penalty. I don't know how he keeps getting away with this, but that's 3 penalties for 50 yards for the Giants now. Spencer Rattler drops back to pass. Giants bring a blitz. He avoids the rush, throws on the run, and out of bounds incomplete with another flag down on the play.
Oh, my God. Ugh. It's funny because the Giants give money to players. They'll refuse to give money to the players that actually deserve it, and then they'll give the money to the players on their own to retain players that do not deserve it sometimes. They're very odd with their decision making and retaining talent.
It's going to be pass interference on Paulson and Debo and an automatic first down for the Giants offense. I actually don't even understand how the F they call this, considering the ball was 4 yards out of bounds and uncatchable.
They want entertainment. Yes, and never bet on the Giants.
I can't stand watching Spencer Rattler play football. He moves the ball downfield with these terrible throws that cause pass interferences. It's so stupid. 1st and 10, Rattler drops back the pass from the Giants 45. He dumps it to Kamara, who's going to make a Debo miss and pick up a first down. This Giants secondary doesn't know how to tackle.
I've heard that before. So bad, man. I mean, it's whoever ends up coaching this team next year going to have to bring in some better coaches. We are not depressed. We're just frustrated. Tula Ballas.
I'm not even frustrated. Spencer Rattler drops back. He throws. Ball is dropped by Alvin Kamara. Dane Belton in coverage. That'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Well, I'm frustrated because our defense can't tackle.
Yeah, but don't even acknowledge that comment. It's not even worth acknowledging. We sound depressing. No, we don't. Everybody else is having a good time. You're the one that's depressed. Get out of here.
I just want to watch Jackson Dart. Just want the defense to get him on the field. That's all I want.
Giants are winning by literally 1 point anyway, with the Saints in field goal range. It's hard to make the argument that they are winning a football game right now anyway. But 2nd and 10 for the Saints offense from the Giants 35-yard line. Rattler is going to be dropped well behind the line of scrimmage by the rookie 3rd-round pick, Darius Alexander.
Let's go.
What a play there.
Needed that. We need Darius Alexander to show some flash, and that's a big moment for him. He's really starting to come into his own. I don't know about you, but last week he looked like he had some really good moments, and that's a big moment for him. Giants need him to become a competent, good player alongside Dexter Lawrence. So far, he's taking really big steps forward over the last couple weeks.
He's gotten better every week. Last week, you're right, he had a few pressures in the stat sheet, was definitely playing his way closer to the quarterback. He had a quarterback hit earlier in this game, and there gets the first sack of his NFL career to stall this Saints drive with 135 ticks left in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, that's enough time for the Giants to get the ball back if they can get him off the field.
That's right. And Jeffrey asking, why take him right off the field after the sack? Well, it's going to bring up a money down here. Shout out the Florida Gators. It's going to bring up 3rd down. This is where the Giants want their best pass rushers on the field on 3rd and 13. So Alexander drops off. And, of course, Abdul Carter, Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau, and Dexter Lawrence take the 4-man front.
Yep, get those pass rushers out there.
Rattler, quick pass to the left side, caught by Chris Olave and tackled for a short gain of about 3 yards to bring up 4th and 10.
We love it. Get us the football back. Let Jackson Dart cook.
Yeah, 90 seconds left in the quarter. Giants call another timeout. They're going to try and get the ball back and try and get some more points before the end of the half.
Good. They could use it. Get some points. They can score quickly and get the ball back. Build, flip the momentum of this game.
And as those in the chat have pointed out, they did not call it a sack for Darius Alexander. They called it a tackle for loss, ruled it a run. Dylan, I believe they are in field goal range. Not you, Dylan, other Dylan. Nope, I'm mistaken. 4th and 11. No, I was right. Okay, that is Blake Groupie out there. He is 14 of 20 on the field so far. It's crazy. Through 5 weeks, he's already kicked 20 field goals. Tells you everything
Wow.
you need to know about the Saints offense. But he's lining up for a 52-yard attempt here. He already knocked his first attempt in from 53 earlier in the game. Here we go. Saints field goal is up, and it's turning, and it's no good.
Let's go. Let's go. That's huge.
That's big
Freaking
time
go.
for the New York Giants, who are going to take over with very advantageous field goal positioning here with a minute 25 left in the half and an opportunity to get some more points of their own on the scoreboard.
Hell yeah. Bad football teams do bad football team shit. That's what we like to see. The Saints, I mean, you said 14 for 20. I was like, that kind of sounds like he's a bad kicker. And then he misses it. So it worked out anyway. Giants need to put some points on the board right here and then turn around and get the ball back and do it again. Mount some freaking pressure on this Saints team. Make them press. Make them try to fight back and make mistakes.
I'm with you. 1st and 10 for the Giants offense from their own 42-yard line. Really good field positioning here for a short drive, potentially with 125 and 1 timeout left. Dart drops back the pass. Quick throw to the right side. Darius Slayton, miscommunication, falls incomplete.
How about we don't throw to Darius Slayton for a bit?
He's having a
Where's
rough
Wandale?
game, I'm not going to lie to you.
Where the hell's Wandale Robinson? We talked about this. Their slot cornerback is booty. Attack Vontae Taylor.
Brian Dable shaking his head there. That was pretty bad, too, because that ball falls incomplete, but on a miscommunication, Slayton never looked for it. That could potentially been picked off, but nevertheless, it's 2nd and 10 for the Giants offense. Saints have everybody on the line of scrimmage showing blitz. They're going to bring a blitz, and Dart's going to sidearm a quick throw out to Scadaboo in the flat, who's going to shake a man off, shake another man off, and be wrestled out of bounds after a gain of about 15 yards and a 1st down.
Bang. That's the Scadaboo headbutt. Just
yeah, actually on this one, it's a potential shoestring tackle that the defender tries, and he just keeps his feet and then stiff arms another guy as he carries him out of bounds for the 1st down.
You can't trip him because he freaking uses his hands. Like he like crawls. He's crazy.
Yeah, his contact balance is incredible. But now the Giants across the 50, creeping into field goal range. Ball is snapped. Blitz is brought once again, but Dart's going to sling one over the middle to Slayton, who's going to drop the football after making the catch. That's a fumble, and the Saints are running the other way with it.
No. You're joking.
Not joking. That's a fumble by Darius Slayton.
Get this bum off the field. What the fuck, dude?
He's having a terrible game.
This dude, is he a Saint? Am I bugging? What the hell is going on, man? Jalen Hyatt, buddy, get your hands ready because you're gonna be catching passes in the second half. Get him off the damn field.
He catches this pass on a quick in route. He's fighting forward, and the ball just gets punched out by Demario Davis.
Unbelievable.
Picked up by the Saints defensive back, Sanker, number 33, who returns it across the 50 and back into field goal range for the New Orleans Saints.
Unbelievable. Bench his ass, bro. I don't give a shit. Put Bo Collins in. The Giants don't have any consequences for being bad at football. They let bad football players continue to play for them, and there's no consequence. I don't give a shit if you're a good teammate. Some bullshit, man.
Quick pass completed to Chris Olave over in the left flat. The Saints are in Groupie's field goal range now here at the Giants' 38-yard line. Rattler drops back on 2nd and 6, completes again. I believe that's Brandon Cooks with the reception. That'll bring up 3rd and 1.
Unbelievable, man.
30 seconds. Clock keeps running. Saints not calling a timeout. Rattler's going to keep it. He's got a lot of running space over on the right side. A 1st down and then some. Pushed out of bounds around the 22-yard line. 11-yard run there for Spencer Rattler. Rattler picking up the 1st down as Alex angrily fires off tweets there, staring off into the abyss with a pissed off face. But that's 1st and 10 now for the Saints offense.
He's single-handedly blowing this game, man.
Rattler
can't.
takes the snap, drops back to throw. No, it's dropped by the tight end, Jawan Johnson.
Thank God. I mean, brother, if the Giants had a single ounce of respect for themselves, Darius Slayton would not touch the ball next half. I don't even give a crap if they use every play they've had from him so far for freaking Hyatt. Give it to anybody or use Wandale, man. He's open. He's open. I'm watching him. Freaking unbelievable, man. Wandale should be the hot read now. No more Slayton. I'm done. Done with Slayton.
2nd and 10 from the Giants 21. Spencer Rattler drops back to pass, steps up in the pocket, throws to Kamara, complete. Another first down. He took a real shot there from Tyler Newman. But nevertheless, Saints are marching and deep into the red zone now.
Freaking Giants, man.
Oof, he took a shot there. Tyler Newman came in like a heat-seeking missile.
It's a good pocket, man. It's a good pocket. Sorry, I'm just watching this over and over again. It's pissing me off more every time I watch it. Oh.
1st and goal here for the Saints offense. They're knocking on the doorstep of the end zone. Real change of events here. Giants defense makes a big stop, and a turnover from the Giants offense has the defense once again reeling here, trying to slow down the Saints offense that is driving.
Yeah, they got the momentum. Listen, and football's a momentum game, and they've captured it, and they're doing good stuff with the ball right now. So
1st and goal from the Giants 10-yard line. Timeout is actually called here. 11 seconds left in the game. The Giants end up calling a timeout to make sure their defense is ready to go.
Panthers actually fighting back a bit. Interesting. Oh, goodness gracious.
Panthers making a comeback, you said?
17-10 now, halftime. I don't know, man. I kind of just we'll talk about it at halftime, but the Giants should be winning this game by multiple scores. This is not Jackson Dart's fault whatsoever. It's the defense playing like they didn't just have one of their best performances last week against one of the best quarterbacks in football. Like suddenly they just don't remember how to play.
Hard for me to blame the defense here. Spencer Rattler drops back to pass. Quick throw out to Kamara in the flat. He's tackled swiftly by Paulson and Debo. Great tackle there. 5 seconds left on the clock, and the Saints call a timeout. Saints likely going to send out Groupie for his 3rd field goal attempt of the game. However, with 6 seconds left, Kellen Moore is calling a play. And he's going to have Spencer Rattler go out there and try and take one last shot into the end zone here on 2nd and goal. Second and goal with 6 seconds left in the half. Saints have the ball at the Giants' 11-yard line. No timeouts remaining. Rattler drops back. He's throwing into the end zone, way over the end zone, incomplete. Now the Saints will send out Blake Groupie in the field goal unit.
Can the Giants get lucky once more? Darius, will they bail them out?
And yes, Rangers 2-1-1-2. I do think it's hard to blame the defense. They only let up the 1 touchdown, and the Giants offense has given the ball back to the Saints here now twice to give them scoring position. I'm not necessarily going to blame the defense for the way that this half has gone. Darius Slayton dropping a deep reception and then fumbling another one. That's who's to blame. Groupie's kick is up from 29 yards out, and it is good. The Giants will go into the half down 14-16 against the New Orleans Saints.
All right. Well, I think we all know what the problem is. Question is, how do we correct it? I think they need to start throwing the ball to Wandale more. He has not been a part of this offense, and he absolutely should be.
Yep, agreed. He just has 2 screens. They haven't targeted him downfield at all.
He's open too. I really don't understand why they're avoiding him. But I mean, multiple drops by Slayton, a fumble. He didn't look at the ball. He didn't know it was going to him. I don't know. I really think that he should, like, there's got to be consequences. The Giants don't have consequences for bad performance. And I think, like, if this was another team, he wouldn't touch the ball in the second half, or he'd be demoted to WR3 or 4 at this point. Like, they don't care for when players suck. You know what I mean? They just let him keep sucking. So, I don't know. If there's somebody else besides Wandale that you are going to look for in the second half to kind of be that playmaker in the passing game. I know the tight ends looked really good in the first half too. I don't know why they just kind of like went away from the tight ends, went away from Wandale and started feeding Slayton drops. I don't know why. Very interesting strategy there.
Yeah, Jackson Dart's been throwing the ball well today with a lot of confidence into tight windows. The ball's been hitting receivers in the hands, but Darius Slayton not hanging on to the ball is holding back this Giants offense, something that they need to get sorted out in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
And Alex, I think this game really does give you a good understanding of why the Giants are a 1-3 football team. This is an 0-4 New Orleans Saints team that they handed the lead to at the end of this first half. It's completely unacceptable.
It is. It's yeah. I mean, like I said, football's a momentum game. The Giants have simply given the momentum back to the Saints over and over again. You have you come out of the gate firing, you get 2 touchdowns right off the bat, and then you have a drop, you have an underthrow, another drop, a fumble, Singletary drops. Like, Scott was running down the field like with ease. Just keep feeding him, keep running the ball. You even get Dart running on some design stuff too. Even use Wandale on a jet sweep every now and then. Like, the Giants should be winning this game by a pretty large margin, and Slayton's obviously at kind of the peak of the blame game right now. Like, he's the obvious choice, but I also haven't necessarily agreed at times with the play calling and like where they're going with the football, and they've kind of abandoned what was working for them right off the bat. The tight ends were cooking. They just did stop throwing to the tight ends. They just stopped, and then they had a couple in the first drive. They looked at Wandale twice, had a couple nice plays, had a DPI on him, just abandoned looking Wandale's way. Scottaboo's running down the field with no problem. They just don't give it to Scottaboo anymore. Like, I just don't understand like why they do that. Like, they just do what works. You don't always have to get too cute.
Hasn't been anything cute about this offense to me. It's been a little bit ugly here towards the second half of that second quarter. Really need to see Darius Slayton and these wide receivers step up. And if it's not going to be Slayton, then they need to start targeting somebody else in the passing game, because Jackson Dart is making the throws, but the Giants need playmakers to make plays.
Yes, they do. I think the second half needs to be Wandale's. I'm going to be completely honest with you. This is the second half should be Wandale's half. I'd also like to see more Theo Johnson. Like, he is a fast, big dude. Like, throw him the ball sometimes. The Saints have like one of the worst secondaries in football. Stop throwing to the guy that keeps dropping passes. You have other guys you could throw to.
I would actually love to see the Giants just start pounding the ball with Cam Scatterbo. I feel like there's been space for him to run. I understand why they're throwing the ball so much. It's a really bad secondary here for the New Orleans Saints. But Scatterbo can be that playmaker. He can find some extra yardage for you, and I think the Giants should hand it off more in the second half.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they've been doing great. The Cam Scottaboo, every time he touched the ball, positive plays. Get him more involved in the screen game. Get him a couple passes. Focus on him. He can handle it. He wants the ball.
Here at halftime, we'll give you guys the statistical rundown for the Giants-Saints game. Jackson Dart is 11 of 16 passing for 110 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's right, 110 yards. He finished last week's game with 111 yards. So already on pace to smash his yardage total from last week through the air. 2 touchdowns, of course, 0 picks. He has not been sacked yet, and he has a 127.6 passer rating. He's also added 4 carries for 38 yards, including one long run of 20 yards, averaging 9.5 yards per carry is Jackson Dart, and Cam Scatterbo averaging 5 yards per carry, 7 carries for 35 yards on the game. Daniel Bellinger, of all people, is the leading receiver for the Giants in this game. He's 3 for 3 receptions and targets for 40 yards, including an 18-yarder to get the Giants down to the 1-yard line. But Theo Johnson with 2 receptions for 16 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. I mean, Dart, so far from a fantasy perspective, was projected 16.2, currently has 16.2. So first half over, maybe he can double up on that. But I think, look, if you're Brian Dable and you're looking at Dart and you're saying, dude, like, obviously you're making good throws, you're moving the football, I have no issue with how you're playing. We're going to start to get the ball to other playmakers, take off when you can, get some yards with your legs, slide, protect yourself, all that good stuff. But listen, if you're Slayton right now, you're thinking, all right, like, obviously had a bad first half, got to bounce back, but your quarterback, who is a rookie, needs to have players that he can throw to that he feels confident. This guy's going to make plays for me, right? This guy's going to make stuff happen. When I get the ball to him, he's going to catch the ball. Good things happen. He now has a bad affiliation with Darius Slayton. When I throw him the ball, he fumbles or he drops it, or things happen that are negative plays, right? He needs to find somebody on this offense where things are good. When he gets the ball to them, good things happen. When he hands the ball off to Cam Scatterbo, Anthony, what happens? Good things. I want to see him start focusing on Wandale a little bit more. He has 2 touchdowns to Theo Johnson today. Keep giving the ball to guys who do good things for you. That's how you build confidence with your playmakers. So I think we're going to see the ball get spread around a little bit more. We're going to see a heavy dose of Scatterbo. I think the Giants saved him for the second half, just based on the way that they were kind of calling the game. But I think we're going to see maybe we can see 10 carries from him in the second half, honestly. And I think we're going to see a lot more Wandale. And if we don't, I'm going to look right at Shane Bowen. Or rather, I'm going to look at Mike Kafka and say, why not Wandale? Like, why has he been eliminated from this offense the second Jackson Dart took over? He's getting open. Like, I see him getting open. I just don't understand why he's not a read even. So we'll see. Yeah. We'll see how things progress here.
I'm with you. And while we are still here in the halftime interval, let's catch up on these 3 super chats that we had during the first half, but slipped by the chat. Fabian Rodriguez with a $2 super chat here. Thank you so much, saying, do I smell a shootout coming? Honestly, yeah, I think you do. This Giants defense not getting a ton of stops there towards the end of the second half, and the Giants offense looking like it's ready to pile on the points, just a couple of mistakes away. Saints offense also breaking. This could end up being a high-scoring 28-25 matchup here, if you want to call that a potential shootout. So should be an exciting game from first half to second half. I'm excited to see what adjustments the Giants make. But thank you very much, Fabian, for the super chat.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And like you said, could be a shootout. I mean, the Giants have to start getting the ball to the other players, though. It can't be a Darius Slayton drop shootout. Like, that's not what this is going to happen right now. I mean, yeah, like Hector's saying, it might be more like shooting themselves in the foot. That's what it kind of looks like right now. But, I wouldn't even... Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even hate them taking a deep shot to Jalen Hyatt. Like, if you have guys on the football field, they have to serve a purpose, right? If you have a guy on the field starting for you, playing mostly every down, and they're not serving a purpose for you, why are they on the field, right? If you're just going to have guys running cardio, running out there, doing absolutely nothing, why are they on the field? They should have a role. So, if I'm the Giants, like, Hyatt is out there. I'm not saying he's good or going to do anything at all, because I don't know that, and in the past he hasn't. But if he is out there, he should be at least given an opportunity to do something, anything. See if there's anything there. See if he can build some momentum or some rapport, some chemistry with Jackson Dart. So far, not what we want to see. The chemistry is not there. The flow and the rhythm is not there. Jackson Dart is a rhythm quarterback. He needs to have pace, rhythm, and momentum. And they're taking it away from him by throwing it to a guy who keeps freaking dropping it. So, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Try to find that rhythm. Try to find guys he can depend on and develop a little bit of momentum here. It can't just be him and Scatterbo running the football all the time. That is not a sustainable strategy.
Fabian Rodriguez hit a second Super chat. Appreciate you so much, Fabian. Saying Shane needs to call his friend in Carolina for Coker. What do you think about the Giants going out there and trying to make some calls and make some acquisitions to add some playmaking talent, Alex?
In terms of adding playmaking talent, what we're seeing right now is they kind of need it. I mean, the question is, what were they willing to give up for it? I don't get the sense that Joe Shane's going to be sending draft capital for anyone anytime soon. At the very most, I think we're looking at free agent signing, and like the best option is Odell Beckham Jr. But I'll tell you right now, Anthony, I wouldn't even put it past OBJ to be probably our best receiver if we signed him. I think he's better than Slayton. I honestly don't even think he's definitely well past his prime, but I seriously don't know how he could be much worse than what we have. What do you think about that? I don't know if you'd sign her just because he hates MetLife, but I still think there's some juice left in the tank.
I don't think there's a ton left in the tank for Odell. He was on the Dolphins last year and struggled to see the field. He had a couple of drops. He played in 9 games. He totaled only 55 yards across those 9 games on a handful of receptions. He really wasn't an impactful player for the Dolphins. But hey, this Giants receiving core is a lot thinner than the Dolphins one, so he would get some opportunities. And I'm for it, man. Sign OBJ just for the vibes. We're 1-3 anyway. Hopefully not going to be 1-4. Hopefully we're 2-3 after today, but that's going to be an uphill battle. And a lot of that uphill is the fact that the Giants don't have a great receiving core. So screw it. And every little bit helps. I would bring in OBJ. And we have one last super chat here from Christian saying, not Dart's fault, DPI and drop passes. Where you at, Wandale? Alex, I'm going to let you take this one real quick. I got to go run and grab a cough drop.
Not Dart's fault on DPI and drop passes. I think mostly Dart's looked pretty good. I don't have any qualms with how he's performing. He had that one pass that was underthrown to Slayton, but listen, like you're a receiver, like you got to be aggressive, try to go high point the football. He kind of just stood there and let the DB run into him. There was not much fight, not much of a actual aggressiveness or effort to get that ball and be the clear winner of that 50-50 chance. Pass could have been better. I put that one on Dart, but for the most part, he's throwing the ball well. I see lots of good throws. I see lots of good runs. He's buying time. Pockets look good. Nothing in this game has suggested anything close to Dart being the problem. The problem is Darius Slayton has single-handedly derailed this rhythm and tone. And the defense, unfortunately, I don't think has been the problem, but there's always room for improvement. And the Saints team is not very good. Like, let's be quite honest. They're just dinking and dunking their way down the field. And the Giants are playing off-ball coverage. They're missing tackles, bad angles. There's just not enough consistency, I would say. So, I do think Wandale Christian is absolutely a guy they need to focus on. If I'm the Giants, like, what happened to the first 3 weeks where Wandale was completely integrated as a key component on this offense, key component. And suddenly it's like he's not even playing for this team anymore. How are you going to be out there every single play and not get any opportunities to catch the freaking ball? But this is a play calling thing to me. Like, I think I blame Mike Kafka. These routes and these plays are designed for other players, not for Wandale. So, if I'm Jackson Dart, I'm going out there with the intention, I'm getting the ball to this guy. This guy is a positive playmaker. Over the first couple weeks of the season, he was positively making plays. And now suddenly they phased it out completely of this offense. So I do think that right now they need to change their dynamic. They cannot keep feeding Darius Slayton the ball. It's got to be Wandale. It's got to be Hyatt. It's got to be the tight ends. And it's got to be Cam Scadaboo. We're learning a lot about this offense, but this is not necessarily anything that we didn't know before. Slayton has always been inconsistent in this way. Like I said, good teammate. Like, he's a good teammate, good dude. He's just a very inconsistent football player. You can't have WR2s like this. You can't have guys that just don't show up to games. Or they make big mistakes. Like when the pressure's on, they flop consistently. So, I kind of want to see the Giants, in the future, at least bring in more support there, like high end support, not just whatever guys. But I think they have draft picks. They have money long term. I'm expecting them to do something at WR2. And, as far as this game is concerned, it's got to be everybody but Slayton in the second half.
Yeah, and 1st and 10 for the Giants offense. Quick pass out to the left side. Theo Johnson tackled for a loss to bring up 2nd and long.
All right. At least we see a tight end get the ball.
There was a quick bubble screen to Theo Johnson. Safety came down and made an extraordinary play there. 2nd and 12 for the Giants offense. Darts in the shotgun. Giants have the ball at their own 34-yard line. Dart drops back. Quick throw. That's Slayton. Catches it. Tackled down at around the 39-yard line. Pickup of about 5.
All right, so they're clearly still going to Slayton.
They don't really have many options.
Yeah. I get the sense they're trying to like manufacture that chemistry fast. So that way he has like a guy like that de facto WR1, but
3rd and 6 here. Darts in the shotgun. Giants have the ball at their own 40-yard line. Dart's changing something at the line of scrimmage. He's changing a lot at the line of scrimmage. The receivers just flipped sides and changed formation and shape, essentially. But now on 3rd and 6, Dart takes the snap, drops back. He's looking. Quick throw to Scattaboo. One man to beat. Powers forward. Doesn't get the first down. It was a huge tackle by the Saints defensive back there on Cam Scattaboo. He's short of the first down.
One day we'll see Wandale again. One day.
4th and 1. Jamie Gillen was out there with the punt unit. Brian Dable pulled him off, sent the offense back out there. 10 seconds left on the play clock. Dart is lining up in the shotgun. 5 seconds left on the play clock. He's actually under center. 2-1 gets the snap off. It's going to be an end around to Wandale, who's going to fight forward and have just enough for the first down.
Positive plays. Wandale. Give my boy Wandale the rock.
Gutsy play call there from Brian Dable and Mike Kafka. End around to Wandale Robinson, and he barely gets forward for a clutch first down on 4th and 1.
They got nothing to lose, man. Nothing to lose. Do it. Play with some freaking balls.
1st and 10. Dart in the shotgun. Handoff to Singletary. He's got a crease, and he's running forward for a gain of 7 yards. A nice run there from the veteran Devin Singletary.
Very nice. Okay. Oof.
2nd and 3 for the Giants offense. They're across the 50 now. They have the ball at the Saints' 46-yard line. Dart in the shotgun, drops back. No, he's going to hand it to Singletary, who makes a man miss, and who gains about 3.5 yards, gets himself another New York Giants first down.
Nice play by Singletary. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you saw that play, saw Cam Scattaboo on that Wandale conversion, but he was getting into it with somebody. That was funny. Got headbutted to the ground.
1st and 10. Dart's going to play action to Scattaboo. He's got all day to throw, but he's got nobody to throw to, and he's going to scramble, and he's going to drop the ball and fumble. Recovered by the Saints. Cameron Jordan recovers. Dart was not touched. He dropped the football and fumbled. Self-inflicted wounds are the story of the Giants' afternoon here.
Oh, I'm in hell. Where am I? What did we just? What did we do to deserve stuff like this?
Nobody touched him. Dart took off to run, didn't tuck it, was holding it out with one hand, and it slipped. And the ball was on the turf and recovered by the New Orleans Saints. That's the 2nd turnover of the day for the New York Giants, and both turnovers being fumbles, and they are costly ones.
Man, oh man. Crazy. Oh, Lord have mercy. Listen, I just hope he learns from these mistakes. You know what I mean? I just hope that he learns to tuck the football when you're going to take off running. Just you get one mistake, man. You get one mistake. Can't do that again.
Yeah, pretty bad mistake there for Jackson Dart. It's been a mistakes day for the Giants as they have been beating themselves.
It's like I have no words, man. I don't even know what to say. I feel like we see the Giants do like stuff like this all the time. He had Bellinger too. I don't understand. Bellinger's sitting there in the middle of the field. Ugh. That one's on Dart, obviously. Very frustrating.
That is the first turnover of Jackson Dart's career. It's a self-inflicted wound. Ball hit his thigh as he was running with it. Got to tuck it high and tight. Pee Wee football, they teach you that one. Spencer Rattler under center, play action. He drops back to throw. Ball is batted down at the line of scrimmage by Brian Burns back to Spencer Rattler, who then throws it again. You can't do that. That's an illegal forward pass and a flag on the play.
Man.
That's a 5-yard penalty and a loss of downs. So that'll bring up 2nd and long for the New Orleans Saints after Spencer Rattler completed a pass to himself, then threw it away. Great play from Brian Burns. 2nd and 15 for the Saints offense coming up here. Saints are forced to call a timeout here. The play clock was winding down. There was some sort of miscommunication between Kellen Moore and Spencer Rattler.
That play was crazy. Somehow it's Rattler getting the ball back and throwing it again. That's pretty funny. Yeah, defense bail. Just give your quarterback the ball back, bail him out, forget about it. It's about the best you could do. Okay. I smile through the pain, Christian. It's not working. So we can't lose to Spencer Rattler. Just can't do it. My God, dude, the Ravens are getting whopped. 34-3. Wow. Man. Yeah, that defense for the Ravens is completely cooked, and Lamar's out too. Derrick Henry's having a slow start. I just have nothing. Alex puts the helmet on the next time the Giants do something stupid. Maybe I'll put the helmet on next time they're on the field offensively. Maybe that'll turn things around. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Try to break this with nonsensical material items.
2nd and 15 for the Saints offense. They have the ball at their own 41-yard line. Spencer Rattler drops back on the play-action pass. He's evading. He's rolling. He's throwing. It's caught. And it's a gain of about 8 yards.
Oh, man. It's really like disappointing that the Giants somehow consistently manage to they'll have a good game like last week and then they'll like completely regress. They really struggle to compound like good days.
3rd and 7 from their own 49. Rattler drops back to pass. Giants sent blitz. He evades the rush. He throws on the run, completes for a first down on a big gain to Chris Olave.
Man, John Mara must be really upset. Spent $100 million on the secondary. Getting carved up by Spencer Rattler.
Handoff is to Miller on 1st and 10. He breaks a tackle of Paulson and Debo and gains about 7 yards on the play to bring up 2nd and short for the Saints offense.
I guess keep him to a field goal.
Second and 2, Rattler hands off to Miller. Miller is stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. Bobby Okereke and DJ Davidson in on the tackle to bring up 3rd and short.
The Giants got to make big plays right now. They have to make plays on 3rd down.
And they're bringing the pass rushing unit out on 3rd and 2. I saw Brian Burns on the sideline running onto the field for this play. Could be 4-down territory for the Saints offense. We'll see. They have the ball at the Giants 26. Taysom Hill drops back to pass. He fires up the seam, and it's caught down inside the 10-yard line.
Taysom Hill? Goodness gracious.
Taysom Hill threw a wobbly duck out there, completed to Jawan Johnson down at the 6-yard line. Giants need to figure this shit out.
Dude, so bad. The defense is just gassed at this point. You know, offense can't stay on the field.
Yeah, they've been on the field a lot. 1st and goal. Rattler flips it to Kamara. Play is whistled dead. False start on the Saints. Giants needed that.
Yeah. It's tough, man. Your offense can't stay on the football field. Drops, fumbles. I mean, back-to-back drives with fumbles. Exhausted. You can see Carter. He just looks gassed.
Yeah, Giants are fumbling this game away, but they need their defense to bend but not break on this drive. Backed up now, right near the goal line.
Come on.
But that's 1st and goal after the penalty backed them up 5 yards. Saints have the ball at the Giants 12-yard line. Rattler under center. Ball is snapped. Handoff is to Kamara. Makes a man miss, but tackled for a short gain of about 3, maybe 3.5.
And I'll tell you, though, Kellen Moore is scheming up a damn good game against us.
Yeah, it's not too bad. 2nd and goal. Rattler throws. Ball's batted down at the line of scrimmage. Big play there. It looked like he was targeting Chris Olave around the goal line. going for the kill shot potentially, but Dexter Lawrence, I think, gets his hand on the football and bats it incomplete.
One more play. Third down again. Come on.
Yep, 3rd and goal. And the Saints, there's something going on here. There's a stoppage in play. I think there might be an injury. Yeah, Drew Phillips was a little shaken up on that play.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, they've stopped it due to injury.
That means if they haven't
Wow,
corner
the
in there.
Saints are a remarkable 7 of 12 on 3rd down today. 3rd and goal here. They have the ball at the Giants' 10-yard line. Rattler in the shotgun with Kamara to his right. Ball is snapped. He drops back. He's under pressure. He's evading. He's rolling. He's throwing into the end zone, out of the end zone, and incomplete. Big stop by the New York Giants defense to bring up 4th and goal.
Oh, man. The Giants are, I mean, bending to the absolute max. Just bending to the point of breaking. But I can't even blame them all. Like, they're just being put in positions where they have to gas themselves constantly to bail the offense out. But Giants got to score, man.
That's right. But 4th and goal here from the 10. Of course, the kicker, Blake Groupie, is out. 28-yard attempt is up, and it is good.
Damn.
The New Orleans Saints take a 19-14 lead over the New York Giants with 6:55 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Plenty of time. We saw the Giants open this game with 2 straight touchdowns. They've had many good drives. They're just being derailed by buffoons and horrible execution and fumbles. Just, they can move the football. Just got to just string it together, man. Just do it, with confidence. They can score. They should be scoring touchdowns on most of their drives. This defense is not good. They're just beating themselves on every single drive. That's classic Giants football. Jackson Dart, go out there, do your thing, turn this thing around. This is what good quarterbacks do. In bad moments, when the game is still within reach, well within reach, you go out there and you change the course of this game. Give your defense something to fight for. Go score a touchdown right now and say, hey, D, we just gave you like 5 minutes on the bench to rest, which is, obviously more than that. But, 10 minutes on the bench to rest, and now you got something to fight for. Stop them. Get us the damn ball back. We'll finish this for you. They got to instill some confidence in this team. Too much buffoonery.
Absolutely. Giants beating themselves so far in this one, down 5, but the game is still within reach. The key stat that you mentioned there, 2 drives to start the game, 2 touchdowns to start the game. The New York Giants offense needs to get back in the end zone. They haven't scored since the 1st quarter. Those 14 points that they had on those first 2 drives, that's all the points that they've accomplished so far in this game. They need to get the ball back moving and find a way to get some more touchdowns on the scoreboard.
Yes, they do. And I think this is the drive where you just go, Cam Scattaboo, buddy, cook. Just go out there and do your thing. Just lean into that run game, move the chains. Don't position yourself for any opportunities to shoot yourself in the foot. I think this, just do what was working,
Absolutely. And I also think going into this drive, the Giants need a big change here from Alex Wilson. It's time to put the helmet on, buddy.
Yeah, dog, we got helmet on, man. The freaking helmet on. All right, baby. Helmet's on. We're ready to go. This is going to be a touchdown. If it is, you guys are never going to let me take this damn helmet off, which is really unfortunate because it's not comfortable. It's like way too big for my head.
Yeah, I'm not putting a helmet on, guys. I'm sorry. Those are staying in the cases.
Mine is actually signed, I'm pretty sure, by Jabril Peppers. If I'm not mistaken. Some random ass piece of Giants past.
He's on the Steelers now.
I know. He was fun for us for a minute.
He was really good for us for a minute.
I know. I'll never forget. Wasn't it against the Saints where he won an OT and he was like boom when we won the coin toss? Remember that? Yeah. Where's the damn dinosaur?
Kickoff is up and it is fielded by Deonte Banks. He's going to return it to about the 30-yard line. He's gang tackled to down, and that'll bring out the Giants offense. Typosaurus Rex is here with us. He's just been chilling off screen the whole time, but
we need him. We need everything we can get, my friends.
This Giants game has been defined by self-inflicted wounds and miscues. Underthrow on the flea flicker, fumble from Darius Slayton, fumble from Jackson Dart, drop by Darius Slayton, drop by Devin Singletary. A lot of mistakes from the Giants offense today. Unacceptable, but it's time for them to turn it around. They have the ball at their own 31-yard line, 1st and 10. Dart in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands to Scattaboo. He's got a lead blocker, and he's got some running room, and he's down for a gain of around 7 yards.
That's Scattaboo's head, bashing into people. Let's freaking go, baby.
2nd and 2. Handoff is the Scattaboo. 1st down from Scattaboo. Gain of 3 yards on the play.
So I'm saying. That's why I said give that thing. Let Scattaboo win you this damn game. I don't give a crap. Don't give that thing to Slayton no more. Scattaboo, you are the guy. Scatterex.
First and 10 for the Giants offense from their own 42-yard line. Slayton's the man in motion. Dart takes the snap, play action. He's surveying the field deep, but now he's off and he's scrambling. He's running into contact and gaining a yard, maybe a yard and a half. Not the best decision there. He had Slayton waiting on a screen in the flat, and he had Scattaboo in the flat, decides to tuck and run. Probably could have flipped that one out to one of his playmakers and avoid taking a big hit there.
Probably doesn't trust Darius Slayton to catch the damn ball. Saw Slayton, he was like, nah. I'm wrong with this.
Didn't even look his way, though, but no, I get what you're saying. 2nd and 8, though, for the Giants offense, nonetheless, from their own 43-yard line. Dart hands off to Scattaboo, off right tackle. He's tackled quite quickly for a gain of maybe 2 yards, and that's going to bring up another 3rd and 6 that the Giants really badly need to convert.
You know who should get the ball right now? Wan'Dale Robinson, who's always freaking open and never gets the ball. Wouldn't that be nice?
Would be nice, but nevertheless, Giants need Dart to make a play here on 3rd and 7. With 4:40 left in the game, Giants down 5, have the ball at their own 45. Slayton's the man in motion. Dart drops back. He's surveying. He's throwing. It's caught by Bellinger for a 1st down and then some. A huge play from the tight end, who is the Giants' leading receiver on this game, comes up big with another 1st down grab.
Hell yeah. Bellinger's low-key been very solid. They should be feeding him the rock more frequently. He catches everything that goes his way, which we need pretty badly.
Yeah, reliable hands from Daniel Bellinger. Nice catch and run on the drag route. Runs it up for a 1st down. That's now 1st and 10 for the New York Giants offense with under 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Ball is at the Saints' 43-yard line. Handoff is to Scattaboo off left tackle. He makes 2 people miss in the backfield and falls forward for a gain of 2 yards, turning a negative into a positive.
We love that. Positive players.
Yep, and the Giants picking up the tempo here. Quick play call. Didn't even huddle up for it. 2nd and 8 now for the New York Giants offense.
This is where Dart likes to play from.
Yep, Dart's in the shotgun. Giants have the ball at the Saints' 41. Dart's calling some signals out. Takes the snap. Hands it to Scattaboo again. Andrew Thomas, his lead blocker. Scattaboo's carrying a defender with him, but ultimately thwarted after a pickup of about 4 yards to bring up 3rd and manageable.
All right, so we're about 3rd and 4, seemingly.
Yep,
definitely manageable. This is 4 down territory for me, so I'm absolutely running something short. If you need to, just go to the sticks. Just Wan'Dale, sit down at the sticks, or Bellinger even sit down at the sticks. Just get that 1st down, get closer.
Yeah, they got to try and get it. Instead, though, they're going to drop Scattaboo off the field. Empty backfield, shotgun look here, 3rd and 3, with Devin Singletary split out wide. Interesting formation. Quarterback draw to Dart. He's going to find a crease, and he's going to pick up the 1st down and then some. Nice run and good play call there from Mike Kafka.
Yep. Nice. You kind of felt that coming too, with an empty backfield. They like to run those little those sneaks.
Agreed. They do like the quarterback draw from the empty backfield look, and Dart gets skinny in the hole, makes a man miss, and finds his way for the first down. 1st and 10 now for the New York Giants offense with 2 minutes left in the third quarter. They have the ball at the Saints' 26.5-yard line. Giants and 11 personnel on this one. Dart drops back. No, he hands it off to Singletary, makes a man miss in the backfield, a negative into a positive, and he runs it up for a gain of 4 yards. That should have been dead to rights in the backfield. Great play from the veteran running back.
Excellent. Just run the ball, take what the defense has given you. A couple of negatives turned into a positive. We'll take what we can get.
2nd and 7 now for the Giants offense. They're rolling. There's a minute and a half left to play in the third quarter. Jackson Dart looking good on this drive. Can he keep it going? Under center on this one from the Saints' 23-yard line. Theo Johnson's in the backfield as a fullback. It's going to be a fake end around. It's going to be a slip screen to Scattaboo. He's going to power through a couple of defenders and pick up the first down, a gain of around 9 yards.
Beautiful. Keep it cooking, Scat. Keep it cooking. Love to see it. Let the young guys keep moving the football. Get the fresh legs.
Yeah, and I'm going to say a great job by Jackson Dart there to really sell the fake on the end around and then fake throw downfield and then slipped it on the screen to Scattaboo. Really nice patience with his eyes to pull the defenders away. 1st and 10 from the 15. Quick screen to Theo Johnson, who's met quickly by a gang of Saints defenders, but gains about 3 yards on the play to bring up 2nd and 7.
All right. Methodical picking up of yards here. We're seeing not much explosiveness, but they're just moving the chains.
Yeah. Giants have been playing a lot better ever since Alex put on the helmet. Keep it on, baby.
Hey, don't say nothing, dude. Don't say nothing. Take that back.
Already mentioned in the chat. So if anybody jinxed it, it was Christian, and I had to mention it to double jinx it and cancel it out. But that brings up the end of the third quarter. 14-19. The Giants trail here on the road into the Caesars Superdome. But they are knocking on the doorstep here in the red zone.
Come on. That was a nice little screen pass to Scattaboo too. I like that one. That was a Kafka Chiefs special.
I know you said Kafka Chiefs special, but it really sounded like you said Kafka Cheeks special.
You pick which one you wanted to hear.
I just want to hear touchdown Giants. That's what I want to hear.
That's what I'm waiting for.
Of course, in a commercial break right now, but we'll see if the Giants are able to turn this drive into points after the commercial break.
Yeah. I'm feeling a Scattaboo touchdown. It's either him or Jackson Dart's going to run it in. One of those two. Or it could be a Theo Johnson triple. Triple kind of day. Oh, we got the.
I have a helmet, but I have the blue light glasses to go with.
You make it demonetized. We can see the thing in your glasses.
You see the manatee on the Sunday ticket screen.
YouTube's gonna be like, oh, you can't make any money now. I really can't see what this thing. I gotta lift it up, but I can't take it off. Even though this thing is like 20 pounds off. My freaking neck hurts. But we need to win, so I gotta do what I gotta do.
Power through the pain, brother. Power through the pain.
Whatever. I'll do whatever I can to win this game, dude. I don't care. Superstition. Stitious.
I might not be super, but I am stitious.
Mm-hmm.
Commercial break has come to an end. The Giants have 0 second half points. They scored 7 in the first quarter, 7 in the second quarter, and they have not scored since their second drive of the game. The Saints have led for 15 minutes today. That's over 3 times as much time as they've led at any point during this season prior to this. 2nd and 7 for the Giants offense from the Saints 12-yard line. Handoff is to Scadaboo. He's met immediately fumbled, and the Saints are running the other way with it, and they're going to take this to the house.
Can I take the fucking helmet off yet?
Take it off. Fucking man.
Oh my God!
That's New
this
Orleans
team.
Saints defensive back Howden running it for an 80-plus yard touchdown for the Giant offense with their 3rd straight fumble to end the drive. This time Scadaboo coughs it up and puts it on the turf here, and the Saints pick it up and take it to the house. Unreal.
The Giants are like comically bad. The worst possible things happen to them in the worst possible moments every single week. Aside from last week, I guess. Three fumbles today. Oh my God.
It makes it 26-14. It's now a 2-possession game here with over 14 minutes left to play in the game. But nevertheless, it's going to be an uphill battle for the New York Giants to get back into this one.
Dude. The Saints were the team that you have to beat. You know what I mean? Like you get the Eagles, Broncos, Eagles in the next 3 weeks. And Scadaboo's upset, obviously, with reason. It's a good play. Thing about the Giants, Anthony, is like everything else in life feels so insignificant because just every Sunday I'm in pain. It's like I can handle anything, man. Life is easy when you're playing on hard mode as a football fan.
This is just, it looks like a football team to me that doesn't practice. They don't play with any physicality. They don't practice with any discipline. They just are underprepared every fucking week, dude. Every week on the line table, they're underprepared.
Yes. Their discipline's poor, their execution's poor, their attitude's poor. He's like the whole coaching staff is going to get fired. Like, I hope everybody knows that by this point. Everybody should be expecting this. Joe Shane may survive this because seemingly he's safer, according to reports, but like this whole coaching staff is getting canned. Everybody. They're going to bring in a whole new coaching staff with all new coaches, assistants, everything. It's going to be a gut job. But it doesn't matter unless John Mara actually makes the right decisions. Man. So you got 1 quarter to basically score 2 touchdowns, which is not impossible. We've seen them do it. And they just march down the field. Like, they can score. They can pull off an upset win right now. But, like, they just can't stop beating themselves.
They can do it, but they need to start hitting some chunk plays too. These are long drives that they're wasting with these fumbles. Deonte Banks fields the punt or the kickoff, and he is a lot of space, a great return up to about the 47-yard line. Giants are going to start this drive with excellent field positioning. Hopefully, they can score quick and keep themselves alive in this game. Great spark play from Deonte Banks.
Take a shot. Like, take a shot right now. You know what I mean? Why not?
I'm with you. They need to get some chunk plays. They do.
Take a shot, just not to Darius Slayton. Oh.
Strong start to this game with 2 touchdowns, and since then, the Giants haven't done anything but drop the ball and turn it over. 14:40 left in the game. 1st and 10 for the Giants. Play action. Dart looking to throw. He dumps it to Scadaboo, who's going to pick up 3 yards down at the 50-yard line. Deontay Banks is a pretty damn good kick returner.
He's just he's a freak athlete. You know what I mean? He's a freak athlete. And that is can be used at least. It's usable. I'm glad
Second
they're
and
some
7.
value.
Dart hands to Scadaboo. He's met immediately, but he somehow, I actually have no clue how he picked up yardage on this play, but he picked up about 4 yards.
He's pissed.
Yeah,
Now
strong
we have
pissed off run from
possessed
Scadaboo. And I
possessed
want to
Scott.
highlight this, Alex, over on the sideline. Camera caught Cam Scadaboo screaming, "Can I get some effing gloves?" Seems like he was having an issue with the gloves, and the training staff was taking forever to get it to him. So just ever unprepared are the New York Giants. But 3rd and 4 here, got to have it from this New York Giants offense. This is a big, big play. Jackson Dart changing things at the line of scrimmage. The director, Dart, takes the snap, hands off to Scadaboo. He's got a crease. He's met, and he's stood up after a gain of 3. He's a yard short of the first down. But this is 4 down territory. So on 4th and short here, they will be leaving the offense out.
Is this tush push territory?
If that were in the Giants playbook, 4th and 1. Dart is lining up in the I formation. He's going to hand it to Singletary, who's going to be met but fall forward just barely for the first down. Gutsy play call there for the New York Giants, but they keep the drive alive.
Well, remember that play if they somehow manage to come back in this game. Plenty of time. They got to start moving the ball more efficiently, though. They can't be winding this clock down.
100%. 1st and 10 now. Giants offense has the ball at the Saints 44-yard line. Dart takes a snap. No. Flag immediately, calls the play dead. That's going to be a false start on the Giants. Back them up. Theo Johnson responsible for the false start.
Someone needs to explain to me why Evan Neal has a roster spot. He's been inactive for 5 straight weeks.
No idea. 1st and 15. Giants have 70 penalty yards today. It's one of the many reasons why they're losing to the shitty New Orleans Saints. Giants have the ball at the Saints 48. Dart in the shotgun on 1st and 15. Takes the snap, drops back, surveying the field. He throws. He completes to Wan'Dale Robinson. It's low, but Robinson digs it out for a nice gain to bring up 2nd and long.
You learn a lot about Jackson Dart in moments like this. This is the adversity he's going to have to face in the NFL. Let's see if he can conquer it.
That's right. 2nd and 9, though, for the Giants offense from the Saints 42-yard line. Dart takes a snap, quick screen to Wan'Dale Robinson. He makes a man miss, and he gains a couple of yards, but it's still going to bring up 3rd and long. But there is a flag on the play.
Focusing
and it's
on
a hold
Wan'Dale
against the Giants.
Oh, my God. They don't even want to throw the ball downfield. Like, I actually don't get it. I don't understand. They have no concepts that can get downfield.
Undrafted rookie Bo Collins called for the hold on that one. Giants are finding every way to beat themselves in this one, that's for sure. Second down for the New York Giants offense from midfield. Another stoppage in play. I think this is a timeout, perhaps.
Oh, tough watch again, man. Tough watch.
Yep. 2nd and 18 for the Giants from the 50-yard line. Long ways to go. Line to gain.
Time to do
18
some
yards ahead of him.
crazy stuff,
Dart
man.
takes the snap. He's looking to throw. And he's throwing. Nearly picked off. He threw that one into traffic. There is a flag down on the play as Dart is holding his leg on the ground, but I think he's okay. A little slow to get up. Holding number 72, Jermaine Illuminor on the offense. Penalty is declined, though. But Dart is certainly a little bothered. He's limping a little bit around.
You got maybe someone fell on his ankle or something.
Nah, he took a shot, fell right on his back, but he started stretching that hamstring on the ground. He did take a big hit there. But yeah, he threw that thing into coverage. He's lucky that wasn't intercepted. 3rd and 18 from the 50-yard line.
Make this
Starts in the
manageable.
shotgun, takes the snap. Dropping deep back, throwing across the middle, caught by Wan'Dale Robinson. A nice gain out to the 37-yard line, but that's still going to bring up 4th and long. Giants have the offense out there still. They're not gonna kick it.
Well, field goal doesn't do anything for them right now. It still
Right.
makes it a 2-possession game. So, like, it's a smart decision to go for this.
Agreed. It's 4th and 6, though, so they better dial up a really good play call here.
Yeah.
This is perhaps the game. Got to get this one. Giants 2 for 2 on 4th down so far today. 4th and 6, though, on this one with 10:15 left in the 4th quarter. Dart's going to be in the shotgun.
Come on.
Got to get to the 32-yard line. Dart drops back. He's under pressure. He's rolling to his right. He's extending the play. He's throwing. Intercepted. Kool-Aid McKinstry of the New Orleans Saints picks it off at around the 5-yard line to bring up 1st and 10 for the Saints offense.
Just put me out of my misery. Just do it. Do it.
That is the 4th turnover committed by the New York Giants offense today. That's actually 4 drives in a row that have ended in a turnover. This is a pathetic display from the Giants offense. And in my opinion, a completely undisciplined game by the Giants coaching staff. This really is a pathetic performance from the Giants offense, I have to say. NATO wants an Anthony Rage. You're going to get one probably tomorrow, but right now I'm a little under the weather, so I'm not going to be doing the screaming. I'll leave it to Alex if he wants to get rowdy here because this is just one frustrating game from the New York Giants.
Just take me behind the barn already, bro. Put me out of my misery. You know how many things, if you really want me to get upset, I can. I am very upset right now. I can't. I'm trying to just bottle it because I don't want to explode. But if you guys want me to in the chat, I can let the energy out. Like, that's not a problem. I'm just trying hard not to because it's just gonna be negative, you know? It's just gonna be negative, man. I mean, Dart looked good in the first half, and now he's just completely turned it on himself. And Scadaboo's fumble. It's just, look, there's time left, but like, this team is not competent. You know, like they're just, you can tell by the, see, Anthony, this is the problem, you know, when we were talking about Darton, like he's this like uber confident guy, but like the whole offense looks like they don't think they can win now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think his confidence is rattled per se, but like that momentum, like they just start shooting themselves in the foot and then they just can't, you know, they can't bail themselves out of it. Like they need to have somebody that rises above their incompetence, and it has to be Dart. Nobody else can do this but him. It has to be the quarterback.
Yeah, I'm with you. On that play on 1st and 10, the Saints did pick up around 8 yards on the ground.
And now we're going to see the defense just lay down because they don't think they can win either.
Man, the Giants didn't have a single receiver open on that interception. I mean, everybody was just step for step. The defensive back was with them.
That's what happens when you have ass receivers.
Yep. Handoff is to Miller, who powers forward for a first down, bounces out of tackles, of course, and picks up a lot more than needed for the first.
I mean, I don't see, like, here's the thing, right? Why is Joe Shane safer than Brian Dable? Why are people reporting that? I don't see why he should be. I know this team has some talent, but we also don't have competent receivers. I mean, I do like Wandale. I still don't think he's like a WR2. I think he's a good role player, but we don't have competent receivers behind Malik Neighbors. Our, you know, interior offensive line is still problematic, despite the fact that they've been better. The defense, he invested $100 million, and Paulson Adebo has not been good. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see how anyone's safe. I really don't.
Neither do I, but anyway, this Saints offense is now thrashing the Giants on the ground. They're picking up at least 5 yards pop, 6 on that one to bring up 2nd and 4 with only 8 minutes left in the game.
And, like, you know, the thing about Wink Martindale's defense is that they would turn the ball over a lot. Like, they were actively seeking turnovers. Shane Bowen's defense is one of the most weak freaking pussy defenses I've ever seen because they don't fight for turnovers. They don't force fumbles. They don't do anything to get the ball. Like, you know, like they don't rally to the football. We talked to Carl Banks last Monday. They don't rally to the football. They don't try to punch it out. Like they play weak. You know what I mean? Like, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Like, that has to be addressed. That's a coaching problem.
It is. This defense is really bad at forcing turnovers.
Really bad. They have some interceptions every now and then from individual play, but like they don't force fumbles. And like we've seen the Giants give up four fumbles today, 4 fumbles today.
Yeah, 3rd and 1 here. Taysom Hill is going to take the direct snap, and he's going to be tripped up and fall down just short of the line to gain there to bring up 4th and inches. Giants could potentially get the ball back here, but they still have a mountain to climb.
Man, those Slayton early game drops and stuff just sucked the life out of this team. But that's
Saints
the problem.
Did send out the punt team. Sorry, just to update everybody on what's going on in the game. Saints did send out the punt team, but the delay is that they're doing the virtual measurement right now to ensure that they did not get the first down, and they do appear to be a foot away.
Okay. I mean, man, like just I don't know.
4th and 1 foot, and the punt team is out there. Brian Dable was signaling to everybody, don't listen to the cadence. Do not jump off sides. That would be such a Giants thing to do at this point in the game. But anyway, 4th and inches. Saints are bluffing like they might fake this. Taysom Hill is a weapon in this situation. Keep an eye. Nope. Punt is up and away. Olszewski runs up. It's a short punt. He fair catches it. fields it at the Giants' 42-yard line.
Yeah, I
can't
mean,
believe what
listen.
I'm seeing in this game, bro.
Yeah. The whole fucking coaching staff should be fired, but they can't because it's week 5 and this team is already an embarrassment. It's week 5. Week 5. Brian Dable, buddy, you're gone. I don't give a shit that Jackson Dart is your guy. Don't give a shit. Don't care. Sayonara. Bye. I don't understand how these people expect to keep their jobs putting performances like this on the field. You have to start focusing on other playmakers. Darius Slayton cannot catch the freaking ball. $36 million down the drain. Flushed, plunged, see ya. Shit. This is what we do. This is what the Giants do. They let our best players leave, and then we keep the guys who are historically volatile, historically inconsistent. This is what we do as the New York Football Giants. Everything we should do, we do the opposite. We need to bring in some guys with a freaking head on their shoulders who understand talent and valuing talent. It's easy to draft well when you're picking in the top 3 every fucking year. Joe Shane does not get credit for picking Abdul Carter. A freaking GOAT could pick Abdul Carter. Okay? He doesn't get credit for jack shit. Deontay Banks, finally, they make the playoffs. They have a chance to pick not in the top 10 for once, and they completely botch the development of that guy. You don't get credit for picking in the top 5 every year and hitting on some players. You don't get credit for that. You don't get to take credit for Malik Neighbors either. That guy was a superstar in the making. Anyone on earth could have seen Malik Neighbors was a freaking monster at LSU and was going to translate. LSU receivers historically translate to the NFL. Like you don't get to take credit for that stuff. You let Xavier McKinney go. You take that money.
Darius Slayton $12 million a year.
Yeah, that you get to take plenty of credit for. You spend a second-round pick on Tyler Nubin. You let McKinney go. You let Barkley go, and you spend that money on freaking nothing.
And I don't even think he deserves credit if Jackson Dart is a hit, because it wasn't even him who drafted him. It was the shitty coach Brian Dable who actually picked Jackson Dart. So I don't even want to give any of that credit to the general manager, Joe Shane, either.
Joe Shane should be gone. Dable should be gone. Bowen should be gone. Kafka should be gone. Everybody should be gone. The only person I actually think is remotely playing, like elevating a unit, is Carmen Priscillo. This offensive line has been competent the last couple of weeks. Like, they are getting better. I will give him.
They do not have talent, but
they don't have any.
I know. Definitely getting something out of it.
He is coaching them up, and I can respect the hell out of that. Yeah. But goodness gracious, like the rest of them.
1st and 10, Dart's throwing deep to Hyatt, incomplete.
Could have seen that one coming. Freaking.
Yeah, the forgotten man, Jalen Hyatt. They finally take a shot deep downfield to Jalen Hyatt. Falls incomplete, 2nd and 10. Wasn't exactly a catchable ball, though, to be fair to Jalen Hyatt.
It's going to take time, right? For Jackson Dart, I never expected him to be an elite on day one. No quarterback is. You have to just make those jumps year to year. So, like, I'm fine rolling with Dart. I have a lot of conviction in him. But everybody else needs work.
Throws caught by Bo Collins. He picks up about 7. Obviously, it's 4-down territory for the Giants as they walk up for this 3rd down.
They need something explosive for sure.
Turnover is the name of the game for the New York Giants today as they fumbled this one away. 3rd and 3, though. Dart drops back to pass. He's under pressure. He throws right through Bo Collins' hands. He would have had the 1st down.
Pain.
Dart held on to that ball as long as he possibly could. Takes a shot while throwing under pressure. And Bo Collins just can't bring it in.
And Joe Shane, by the way, this week sat there on his ass and decided we don't need any receivers. Our guys can play.
Didn't even call up one from the practice squad. No little Jordan Humphrey, who should be playing over Bo Collins right now. 4th and 3. Giants have to have this. Game is over if they don't. Dart takes the snap, drops back the pass. He's under pressure. He's stepping up. He's going to run for it himself, and he's going to get the 1st down. At this point, I don't blame him. Just run with it yourself. Nobody else is
Yeah.
making a damn play. Do it on your own, rookie. Blitz came through. Giants didn't pick it up, but hey, that's the difference between Dart and Russell Wilson. Russ would have been stuck in the mud there. Dart sees it, breaks free, and picks up a first down. Giants, 1st and 10. Dart drops back, steps up under pressure, throws to the sideline just off the hands of Theo Johnson. It would have been a really tough catch. Wasn't super catchable, but there is a flag on the play.
I'm sure it's holding.
Actually, probably is. Darius Slayton, questionable with a hamstring injury.
Oh, no wonder we're moving the football.
It's actually an illegal shift and a holding on the Giants offense. Jermaine Illuminor with his second costly penalty of the day.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, NATO saying Lil Jordan Humphrey would have been balling. I don't know if anybody would have been balling, but you know what? He should be on the team. He should be activated onto the regular season roster right now. The Giants rolling into this game with 4 receivers. Is that right? And now they only have 3 available because of Slayton not being in the game. I think that's the number, unless you're counting the 5th receiver being Olszewski, who they haven't given a snap to on the offensive side of the ball.
Make Deontay Banks a receiver.
1st and 20 for the Giants. Dart drops back to throw. He's going deep to Hyatt. Right through his fucking hands.
Yo, I gotta sit down. It's comedic at this point. It's actually comedic at this point. Like, brother.
It hit him in the fucking hands.
I hate
He's looking
you.
for the fucking flag while the ball is still in the air. Fight through the contact, you absolute pussy, and catch the goddamn football.
Dude, his over today was 9.5 yards, and he started this football game. FanDuel said this bum can't even catch. Let's put 9.5.
2nd and 20. Dart drops back the pass. He's going to throw, and it's fucking picked off. 5 times in a row with a goddamn turnover by the New York Giants.
Yo. Oh my God, this team is horrible. This team is horrible. Joe Shane, Brian Dable, count your fucking days. You guys are absolutely cooked. Hot seat scorching. Jalen Hyatt, get the fuck off my football team.
Kool-Aid McKinstry with another interception.
Fucking hate everybody.
This one, a miscommunication between Jackson Dart and the rookie undrafted receiver Bo Collins, who's out there playing significant snaps because the general manager is too fucking stupid to add any receiver talent to this team. Doesn't even make a play on the ball, and it's easily picked off by Kool-Aid McKinstry. Jackson Dart pissed off on the sidelines. Dexter Lawrence on the sidelines too on 1st and 10 for the Giants defense, just looking apathetic, and I don't blame him. All the losing will do that to you.
I would force the trade if I was Dexter Lawrence dead ass. I'm a huge Giants fan. I'm a diehard Giants fan. I wouldn't want to play for this garbage football team anymore. Freaking embarrassing. Embarrassing football team. I heard that story about the freaking Panthers content creators that decided to call it quits. We're not going anywhere, but holy hell, if I could, I would stop doing this. This is fucking suffering for years.
No, I'm gonna start beef with those Panthers content creators. They don't even. We've had it bad. Anybody has a right to quit, it's us, and we're gonna stay here and we're gonna keep doing this for you guys and talking about the New York Giants. Those guys, their love for the game needs to be called into question. I'll start the beef. I don't care. I would never quit on a team like this.
No, we're not quitting, but holy hell, man, it's a tough watch. They have zero freaking
tough watch indeed.
Pride.
You say that again.
Pride. So little
Dexter
pride.
Lawrence isn't even going back out into this game, it looks like. He's just standing on the sideline. Screw it, whatever. He's sick. So am I. But let's power through here. 3rd and long for the Saints offense. Giants might get the ball back. What are they going to do with it? Probably turn the ball over.
I don't know. I'm like, it just sucks because like I don't even expect anything different. You know what I mean? I expect shit like this from them.
Apparently, the Giants' season ended when Malik Neighbors got hurt, despite their win last week.
I mean, dude,
'Cause
I
this
think Dable might
offense
get
cannot
fired.
float.
I think Dable might get fired tomorrow.
Dude, they're
Like,
on the
straight up.
road after a win with a 5-turnover game. Yeah, it's a fireable offense. If I'm John Mara, I'm walking into the locker room after this game, and I'm saying, Brian, stay here and party in New Orleans because you're not coming home, buddy. Spencer Rattler drops back on 3rd and 10. Pass is complete to Chris Olave. That'll bring up 4th down.
Yo, if you want to be a millionaire, just take the under on Giants everything every week. I don't know why I haven't been doing that for like 6 years now. Just hit the under on every single player for the Giants. Are guaranteed to win at least multiple bets every week. That's my strategy next week. Next week, I'm hitting the under for every Giants player, and I'll tell you how much I win. $10 for every under. Freaking embarrassment.
Well, it is 4th and 5 for the New Orleans Saints offense. Aren't you excited to watch some more of this New York Giants offense? 5 drives, 5 turnovers in a row for Brian Dable's offensive unit. Saints are leaving the offense out there. They have the ball at the Giants' 40-yard line. Ball is snapped. Rattler throws, caught, 1st down. That'll ice the fucking game.
Was it iced? Wasn't it iced already, bro? She was an iced latte before I even took the snap. Freaking
4th and 5, and this defense can't get a stop. 4th and 5
against Rattler, the Rat Man.
Against Spencer Rattler. He was 0-10 going into this fucking football game. You hand Spencer Rattler his first win of his career after turning the ball over 5 straight drives. You fire your head coach. That's what you do if you're the New York Giants.
Yeah. And people that are going to say that this game is not on Brian Dable, guys, the whole team is poorly coached. The whole team. Penalties, miscommunications, poor catching technique, poor this, poor that. These are coaching issues. These are coaching issues. Your receivers can't fucking catch. They can't fucking catch. There's poor execution of plays, poor tackling angles, poor technique, poor tendencies. These are coaching issues. If you do not blame Brian Dable at least a good chunk of this, you're out of your mind. Out of your freaking mind if you think that good coaches would look at this and watch Darius Slayton's first half and keep giving him the ball? You have to find other ways. You have to. Instead, they kept hammering the same things over and over and over. And I don't care if it's a Mike Kafka issue. I don't care if it's a Shane Bowen issue. Brian Dable's the head coach. He takes the responsibility.
Giants don't have any timeouts. 3 minutes left in the game. And the Saints are just running it down their throats. Oh, here we go. The riveting analysis from the ever so difficult to play under New York Giants beat. Here's the quote from Giants reporter. Giants really missed Neighbors today. Thanks for the riveting analysis on that one. That's what we subscribe for. Giants really missed Malik Neighbors today. Whoa. I had no idea. Good thing I follow the great Giants beat reporters.
I mean, brother, nobody can tell us to calm down after what we just saw. Nobody. And like, if you're sitting there saying like, this is not Brian Dable's fault, guys, this was just one example of the last 4 years of embarrassing coaching displays. One example. I have a library of ass to show you. A library, like a Hogwarts size of examples of ass to show you of poor execution.
You got an adult film store of ass to show off to these motherfucking idiots.
An old Blockbuster location full of Giants ass to show you if you want to see why Brian Dable deserves to be fired the fucking second this game ends. No consequences for bad performance. No consequences for lacking pride. Your players have their heads hung. They're sitting there. They look like they want to lose. They look like they know how to lose. You're teaching them what it looks like to lose. Fire these guys up. Get them back out there and keep fighting. Shut the fuck up, Connor, you pussy. Sorry. I don't want to hear. I don't give a shit about any my takes are horrible. Dude, how are my takes horrible? The Giants are an embarrassing football team. There is nothing that's not factual about that. Not a single thing that's not factual about that. Brian Dable has a library of crap that I could pull from to show how bad this football team is. Do you really need you need me to walk you through this word by word? Unbelievable. I'm passionate about this team because I want them to be freaking good, but they don't seem to know how to win football games. If you can disagree with that, I don't give a shit, man.
I'm sitting here eating this cough drop, and my goodness, do I wish it was a razor blade. I've had enough.
I'm in so much pain, bro. You don't have to like my takes, but we can all agree on one thing. This is an embarrassment. And this cannot be like digested and thought of it. You just look at this team and you cannot sit here and pretend like we're getting better. You know what I mean? We can't pretend. Like last week was encouraging. It was optimistic, but dude, it was not enough. You have to do it against the Saints. You can't do what you did against the Chargers and then shit the bed like we just did against the Saints. You can't do that and survive.
And you know what else it is for me with this New York Giants team, Alex? We're sitting here pissed off, passionate. We're screaming, we're cursing. And I feel like the Giants aren't. That's how I feel about this team. They're apathetic, but they don't even act like this pisses them off. And it should. I see Brian Dable, after every single embarrassing loss like this, just walks up to the podium and says, well, we gotta review the film. We're gonna take a look at the game tape and we gotta execute better. No one was good enough. Obviously, no one's been good enough for 3 fucking years with this football team.
Dude, I mean, this is all so like, old Giants country saying this is all part of the growth plan for Jackson Dart. I didn't know that the growth plan for a player was to shoot him in the face. Put no support behind him with other receivers besides Neighbors. Have a horrible system for calling plays. Lean on rookies to get the job done.
We'll keep ranting, but I do have to say here, update in this game, the Saints did miss the field goal. Blake Groupie, wide right, also got rolled up on the play. Hope he's okay, but the Giants offense is taking over here 1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line with 1:56 left to play. We'll call out the rest of this game. Dart doesn't even see the blitzer. Absolutely lit up. Untouched off the left side. They did throw a flag.
This is Jackson Dart's welcome to the NFL game.
They're going to call it roughing the passer. It's a terrible call. He just got lit up by an unblocked blitzer. That feels like a pity call
Can
for
I
the New
just
York
say,
Giants, but we'll take it, I suppose.
the Saints are a bad football team, but Kellen Moore is a first-year head coach, and he's making that Saints offense week after week look competent with Spencer Rattler at quarterback and one of the worst offensive lines in football. This is absolutely has to be like, you cannot dismiss the coaching elements of how bad the Giants are.
That's actually one of the worst calls that I've ever seen in my life. That's a pity call for this terrible New York Giants team. Move the sticks regardless. Let's see if we can add some garbage time stats for
Got my
Jalen
fantasy team,
Hyatt.
man.
Make a catch, maybe?
That'd be fun.
Right. 1st and 10. Dart takes the snap. He's dropping back to throw. He's under pressure. He's flipping it to his best buddy, Theo Johnson, who's tackled for a gain of none. Can't break a tackle if his life depended on it.
I just want a good old fat tight end who sits in traffic and catches everything.
Remember when the Giants tried to sell us on Theo Johnson as shades of Gronk to his game? All right, he did score 2 touchdowns today. Let me not dogpile on him. 2nd and 9, Dart drops back to pass, under pressure, evading, throwing on the run, caught Theo Johnson, the only guy worth a damn. I'm going to totally flip the narrative. Good catch, Theo.
I just want me a fat tight end who can be a Jason Witten or something. Oh, goodness.
The fraudulent Eagles are down by 1.2. Not that it matters for the Giants since we are sinking even deeper into the bottom of the NFC East. 1st and 10 for the Giants offense from the Saints, 33-yard line. Dart drops back under pressure, flips it to Scattaboo, who's going to make a man miss, not go out of bounds. Stupid play there from the rookie. It's going to roll the clock. Gotta love Scattaboo, but that was not smart. Now Dart's going to have to waste a down there on a spike that was almost intercepted. Incomplete, though.
Yeah, man. Yep. And now the Yankees about to play. Help me, God. Help me. Do not hit me twice.
2nd and 10 for the Giants offense from the 18-yard line. Dart drops back to throw. Throws it to Scattaboo again. This time the rookie does get out of bounds after gaining a yard.
They do know they have to throw it downfield, right? Like, they don't have time for this?
And the Saints know they want to, so they're sitting on it.
Michael, I can blame whoever the hell I want, brother. It's been 6 years. I've been doing this podcast for 7 years every single day. I can blame whoever the hell I want.
I'm so unbelievably tired of people bringing up Daniel Jones like as if he was the solution to these problems. He was
horrible here.
6 years. He wasn't going to get better, and he's doing what he's doing with a great Indianapolis Colts team against a shitty Raiders defense. They've had the easiest schedule. Dart throws a shot into the end zone for Theo Johnson. It's broken up and incomplete. That was a lot of contact downfield. There should have been a flag there, but they're not going to call it. I really need fans to stop talking about Daniel Jones in the comments section. His defense scored a touchdown today. Geno Smith turned the ball over like 3 fucking times. I'm not even watching that game, and I'm paying attention to what's going on. And I know that Daniel Jones, yes, played well, but he was not the sole reason that they won that game. Let's relax. 4th and 9. Giants, last play of the game possibly. Timeout called by the Saints defense. They want to prolong the bleeding.
They said no to the tourniquet, no to the plasma. They want straight gushing blood out of the arteries.
And Michael, he wasn't the reason that we fucking won any games here either, was he? Wasn't the reason we lost. Well, he certainly wasn't the reason we won. Because he had a 1-19 record in prime time. Can we stop talking about him?
Yeah, this guy's no longer on the Giants. We need to focus
on the
why we're
Giants
at
anymore.
now.
So shut up about him. Let's talk about the Giants.
I don't even want to talk about the Giants.
Talking about the Colts.
Oh, it's week 5.
1-19 record in prime time. Can I remind you about that? 1-19. And how many of those were one possession games that the quarterback could have made a fucking difference in? I don't want to hear it anymore. No, he wasn't the sole reason the Giants were bad when he was here. He wasn't the solution. He's gone, and good riddance. A bunch of losers still look back on that era with charm. 4th and 9, and the Giants have another penalty. Go figure. False start once again here. Jermaine Illuminar, that's his 4th, I think, of the game.
Ugh. Really bad.
I can't understand how people still look back on the last 6 years and try and make excuses. There's no excuse. It's a bad football team. It's poorly coached. They've had quarterback problems. The defense has sucked. The offense is terrible. The offensive line is terrible. The front office sucks. It all fucking sucks. There's no excuses for anybody.
None. No excuses. I don't know what has to happen to turn this thing around. I really don't. Because John Mara's not going to stop the nepotism, or he's not going to stop the internal changes, whatever. But they got to bring in somebody to make a decision here that is not part of this organization. They need to have a fresh perspective. They just gave Spencer Rattler his first win in the NFL. I mean, like, that should be enough. That should be enough to turn the page.
This should tip the scale. This should be the final cinder block that sinks this guy.
Mm-hmm. It absolutely should.
4th and 9. No more life rafts. There's no benching the quarterback for the rookie. No more life rafts. 4th and 9. Dart drops back the pass. Under pressure. Buying time. Evading the rush. He's got to put it up there. He's throwing. It's through the hands of Wan'Dale Robinson. Would have been a tough grab, but you would have liked to see your player make a fucking play for your rookie quarterback. Incomplete. Saints will take over. One knee, and the game will be over. Put me out of my goddamn misery.
Bro, why anyone
Spencer Rattler's getting the first win of his NFL career against the Giants.
Why anyone would pay to see this product is beyond me. I actually feel bad if people have season tickets to this team. Like, I wouldn't spend $1 on this team. You'd have to pay me to watch this product. Ain't no way. I refuse. I won't even buy Paramount to watch this garbage. Like, I won't do it. I won't do it, man.
Brian Dable, buddy, you're not taking this plane ride back to New Jersey. Keep your ass in New Orleans. Take your millions that you stole from the New York Giants, hit the casino, and go party over the weekend in NOLA. You're not coming back to New Jersey. That's what I would say if I were John Mara.
Listen. This is going to be the third. We were here for the Judge, the Shermer, the Dable, and then whoever the hell is next era. That'll be 4 full-scale coaching changes, Anthony, that we have experienced in the last 6 years. That is a historic run of ass. I mean, historic. Where do you go from here? It's week 5. 5. If I'm a Giants player and I'm looking at this right now, I'm thinking to myself, oh shit, we got 12 more weeks of winter. That groundhog is not seeing his shadow. You guys are going to have to suffer. Who do you even
This is just pathetic. Just pathetic. Unreal, man. Inexcusable loss. 5 turnovers. 5 turnovers. 5 drives with a turnover in a row. We do have some super chats here that we'll go through as we wind down the rest of this stream now that the Giants have officially lost this game. Kevin Davis said, Shane not signing a veteran wide receiver is GM malpractice. Kevin, appreciate the super chat. Yeah, I don't know why he didn't bring up anybody from the practice squad. Left them so thin and left a UDFA out there to play wide receiver. Unbelievable. Thank you for the super chat, Kevin. JC with the super chat. Thank you, saying, funny how we haven't gotten any holding calls. Listen, Giants didn't get any favors from the refs throughout the first 3 quarters of this game, but the Saints didn't need any favors at all because they just put belt to ass on the New York Giants. Christian, thank you for the super chat, saying, smart move, lose to the Saints, get a better pick. Yeah, this could be the race for the number 1 pick.
That's in the Jets.
Fabian with the $5 super chat. Thanks so much, Fabian. Saying, how did we not upgrade a DC over the offseason? We should have had a lot of candidates with this defensive roster. Shane is too patient. Bye-bye, Shane. It wasn't even that. That's actually not even Shane's decision. That's Brian Daboll's decision to hold on to a coordinator. That's Daboll's staff, and Shane obviously hires Daboll, but then Daboll hires a staff. So you can blame Daboll for that one, and you can also blame Daboll and his inability to develop a strong relationship with a single coordinator. Rocky road with Mike Kafka throughout the first three years, and, of course, the big feud with Wink Martindale that caused him to leave after the 2023 season. That's why the Giants did not make a switch at defensive coordinator. It was to save face, to not embarrass themselves again. But lo and behold, 5 weeks into the season, they're an embarrassment.
Yeah. You want to know why we didn't upgrade it? And I appreciate the super chat, Fabian. The reason we didn't upgrade at DC is because nobody would have wanted to come join a sinking ship. Nobody would want to tank their whole career and put their chips in on Brian Daboll saving the day. Nobody. I mean, listen, if you think like that should have been the first shot across the bow to us, Anthony, that the Giants weren't able to, nobody competent would have even wanted to come here. That should have been the first shot across the bow that said, oh yeah, like we're cooked. You know what I mean? We're already cooked before we even started the season. They let the Giants, and listen, I like Jackson Dart. I think he has a bright future, but listen to me very carefully. John Mara allowed a sinking ship to make a decision in a critical moment to draft a quarterback that they wanted, right? That is, by definition, malpractice. I'm not saying I don't like Jackson Dart because I do. He would be a nice parting gift by them. But to let a dying regime draft a quarterback with their last breath is the dumbest possible thing you can do from an ownership perspective. Because now the next regime ends up taking on Jackson Dart if they want him or not. And again, I do like him. I do think another regime will like him too. But that is bad, logic. It's poor logic. And not to mention, he goes out publicly to the media and says, we need to see a better defense. We need to see better results. Is a playoff mandate, is what we heard. Verbatim, playoff mandate. And then he let Joe Shane go spend $100 million on players he thought were good. Who does that shit? Who does shit like that? You know? That's like you owning a business and then telling your manager, who's horrible, here's $100 million to go spend to make the business better, but you have to do it. But he already is bad. Why would you do that? It's just the Giants shoot themselves in the foot from an organizational point to a playing point. It stinks from the head down, man. It's really bad. It's really embarrassing. They do it off the field and they do it on the field. And they're a historic organization, well respected, and I love them to death. And all I want is for them to be respected and good. That's all I desperately want. But they don't give us a reason to be.
Right. Thank you again for the super chat, Fabian. Another one here saying, SMD Connor, we appreciate you, Alex.
I appreciate it, man. Suck my
Alvin also saying he appreciates both of us. And he's also taking a shot at Connor. Dean with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Dean, saying this receiver core minus Neighbors is horrible, unacceptable 4 years into a supposed rebuild. Nobody scares you, and our secondary is food. Yeah, everybody's eating against the secondary. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Secondary
$100 million. $100 million. Fathom how much money that is. I could throw a bag of $1 million and have better chance of tackling somebody than any of our DBs.
Fabian with another super chat. Thank you so much, Fabian, saying it wasn't good enough, quoting Brian Dable as he always responds to these losses with just nothing. And before we wrap up this live stream, guys, do make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you enjoyed all the crash outs, well, we've got another one coming for you because we are going to do a live game, a recap right here as well in just a moment. But before we kick that off, do make sure to leave a like. But all right, guys, the New York Giants are now 1-4 after what was an embarrassing loss here to the New Orleans Saints. 5 turnovers on the day. The Giants somehow find a way to make it go from bad to worse. 1-4. Jackson Dart struggling on the road for the first time in his career here against the Saints, and the Saints picking up their first win of the season, the first win of Spencer Rattler's career, 11 starts into his career. This is another stain on the resume of Brian Dable and another truly embarrassing performance from the New York Giants. Alex, what's your one-word reaction to this loss?
My one word, God, I have so many words. My one word is expected. This is expected. The Giants have positioned themselves to be expected to play down to their competition, to play well below it. I said it before the game started. The Giants need to play above it. Jackson Dart needs to rise and elevate the benchmark, and he failed to do that today. He fell ill to the usual Giants crap. We fall to our opponents, and we play at their level. We don't play at ours, right? We beat ourselves. We lose because of it. We're poorly coached. We're poorly disciplined. We have no consequences for mistakes. Darius Slayton is trotted back out there no matter how many times he drops the ball. Jalen Hyatt had multiple opportunities to make plays. Didn't come down with a single one. Bo Collins dropped 2 passes in like 3 freaking attempts. This is a poorly coached team with poor offensive talent across the board without Neighbors in there. It is quite obvious. But they scored 2 touchdowns off the bat, and then everything goes to hell. They lost the momentum, and they never regained it. This is expected. This is what Brian Dable has done to this organization, as Joe Shane has done to this organization, that they are expected to play like this. And they're okay with it. They've taught their players, they've taught their coaches, they've taught their ownership what it means to be a loser. And there's no other way. We can't sit here, Anthony, and pretend like these guys know how to win. There are select few players that know how to win football games on this football team. A few guys that are as frustrated as we are, right? But they don't have discipline, and they don't have the wherewithal or pride to play. I mean, Spencer Rattler before this game literally took shots at Shane Bowen in the secondary, and the secondary came out and let him carve them to pieces. Spencer fucking Rattler. And we're supposed to sit here and pretend like there's positivity with this organization. Pretend. I'm not pretending, guys. I'm not pretending about this bullshit anymore. There's no rhyme or reason for us to sit here and pretend like we care or think for a second that this team can be good, because they can't be until they have a regime in here who demands excellence, that demands winning. Last week was an anomaly.
We are talking about a New York Giants team that turned the ball over 5 times. I'm going to continue to repeat that stat because they had 5 drives in a row end with turnovers. Sure, the rookie had some mistakes, but nobody even tried to help Jackson Dart in this one. You had penalty after penalty on the offensive line, penalty after penalty called against the defense. You had dropped passes. You had receivers not finishing their routes. Jackson Dart throws a pick, intended pass for Bo Collins. Bo Collins didn't even finish his route. And you had Bo Collins out there starting for the New York Giants. You had undrafted rookie wide receivers out there playing significant snaps for the Giants. Even though Malik Neighbors tore his ACL 7 days ago, the Giants made zero moves to add any receiver talent to this roster. I'm not even talking about going out there, making a trade or signing anybody in free agency. Didn't call up a single player from the practice squad. And you wonder why the Giants offense goes out there and looks inept, why they have nobody who seems capable of imposing any sort of will on a terrible New Orleans Saints secondary. And yes, I mean terrible New Orleans Saints secondary that just handed a career day. The Giants handed a career day to Kool-Aid McKinstry, who was the 100th graded cornerback in football, according to PFF, going into this game. Yeah, you heard that right. 100. The Giants were playing up against the worst team in football and found a way to fall flat on their face. No Malik Neighbors, and this entire team just throws up on itself. That's what we saw today from the New York Giants. And that's what we are accustomed to seeing from Brian Daboll's rendition of the New York Giants. It's been embarrassing, rock bottom loss after rock bottom loss. And Daboll just continues to find ways to make things worse, and he doesn't get to answer for his crimes. He finds a pass. He finds a life raft every single time, but there's no more life rafts. You threw your rookie quarterback out there in week 4. You threw him out into the fire to save your job. You picked up a surprise win against the Los Angeles Chargers, and then you threw up on yourself on the road against the Saints in week 5. There's no more life rafts for Brian Daboll. This is inexcusable, and it's incompetence, and it's malpractice at every level of this organization. It's malpractice from the front office. It's malpractice from the coaching staff and even the players. Poor tackling, false starts, holding, dropped passes, spilling the ball out onto the floor and fumbling over and over again. It was an embarrassing performance from the Giants, but that is the status quo for Brian Daboll's Giants. And I'm tired of it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And that is the obvious point, that this is as much coaching as it is execution from a player perspective, right? We cannot pretend that this team is coached at an even competent level. And Brian Daboll's at the head of it, right? Look, you could blame Mike Kafka, you can blame Shane Bowen, you can blame Manuel, you can blame anybody you want, but there's only one guy that answers to it at the end of the day. It's Brian Daboll. And at this point in time, he is not only on thin ice, he's on life support, okay? They're just waiting to pull the plug. Brian Daboll at this point in time, honestly, I don't know what you do if you're Daboll. If you are a head coach of the New York Giants on Monday morning after a performance like this, you have to make a decision. You either do whatever it takes to try and put something positive on the field to save yourself, or you just walk into the sunset. Like, he is gone. I just don't know when. You know what I mean? I just don't know when this is going to happen. But, I mean, Anthony, how do you keep both of these guys? How do you keep Joe Shane and Brian Daboll? Like, you can't make, I just don't see how they both get kept. I think they both have to go. Everybody.
You're wondering when it's going to happen. It should happen right now. You just lost to Spencer fucking Rattler. Leave the head coach in New Orleans. Leave him there. It's over. Head coach of the year in 2022 does not save you from this shit. You cannot excuse this. Leave him in New Orleans and find someone else to get the Giants through the season, reboot, relaunch into the 2026 offseason, move on, and find a new direction to go in. Because what the Giants have been doing for 4 years is not working. And to continue and try the same thing over and over again is the definition of insanity. No more of this. Leave the head coach in New Orleans. Let the GM finish out the year, sure. But we all know it's the witching hour for this Giants regime. If you're cutting ties with the head coach, you're probably cutting ties with the GM who brought the head coach over here. It's done. I'm tired of this, Alex. We've been doing this for far too long. We've seen this team churn in head coaches, coordinators to scapegoat head coaches, players to scapegoat coordinators and head coaches. It's always a scapegoat, one after the other. They're so strategic.
Everybody has to go.
In their PR to find somebody to lay down on the cross for them. Look in the mirror. It's you. You're the problem, Dable. You're the problem, Shane. You're the problem, the entirety of ownership, and the New York Giants just can't seem to realize it. How many fans have called for changes? How many analysts, reporters, the fan? It doesn't matter. Everybody can see it plain as day except for those inside of this building, and that tells you the kind of tunnel vision that this organization has had for far too long, and I want it to end. Where is the light at the end of this tunnel? We've been searching for it. We keep walking through this tunnel and we just can't find the light. But I am so sick and tired, and I'm ready to blow up this damn tunnel. It's time to make changes.
It is. And to answer a question in the chat, y'all still thinking the coach was the problem this game? No fucking competent coach would ever have a unit turn the ball over on 5 straight possessions. If your skull is not thick enough to understand that, no good coaching staff would ever have a team that turns the ball over 5 straight times. That is a coaching issue, okay?
We are talking about a team that just lost to the New Orleans Saints. This should have been a game where the Giants ran up the scoreboard, not lost. They should have been a blowout. This is a New Orleans Saints team that has lost 10 games in a row with Spencer Rattler as their starting quarterback. And Alex, they were rolling into the season with a rookie head coach in Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore out here out coaching Brian Dable, a former coach of the year.
4 years of experience.
4 years of experience for Brian Dable, and his team has almost 100 yards and penalties in this game and 5 total turnovers. And they allow Spencer Rattler to throw 20 of 30, 225 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 turnovers, and a 100 rating. That is a coaching problem.
Yeah.
I don't care if you want to pinpoint blame on the cornerback didn't make the tackle. That's a coaching problem. The running back dropped the football. That's a coaching problem. It's all coaching problems. And the more that fans excuse the coaches because of the lack of player talent here, player talent there, you know what else that is? It's a GM problem. It's a team problem. This is a team sport. And so we can blame the coach. We can blame the players too. It's everybody. But at the end of the day, this is a wins and losses business. It's a results-based business. How does a head coach get judged? By that win and loss record. And the losses have piled up over the last 3 years, plus this 5 weeks of this season for Brian Dable. Enough is enough. We can place blame on the head coach. He can get the tackling to improve. He can get the decision-making to improve. He doesn't do those things, so it's a coaching problem.
It absolutely is a coaching problem. I mean, anyone that does not acknowledge that, the people that are in this chat saying Daniel Jones is so good are the same ones right now saying this wasn't on Brian Dable. Who the hell is it on then? You know what I mean? Like, who the hell is to blame? Today's loss was a lot of blame. The players, the coaches, but listen, this organization does not know how to win, okay? That is the most important thing to understand here. They do not know how to win football games. And part of that problem is that they don't roster the best players that they do have sometimes. We have Evan Neal on the roster right now, who's taking up a spot on the 53-man roster, but has not been fucking active for 5 weeks. Why the fuck is Evan Neal on this roster when we have 4 receivers going into the game? Insanity, bro. Someone took a fucking blender in Joe Shane's brain, or Brian Dable's brain. Somebody here has been blended because I do not get it. Jalen Hyatt is fucking horrible. He does not catch the ball. He does not fight for the fucking ball. He's not high-pointed. He is just a bad football player. I don't give a shit. He goes on Twitter, you're going to rue the day that you guys said I was bad. No, dude, you just don't play well. I don't understand. Like, you can't go on social media, talk shit, and do what you just did. Ball's going through his hands. Darius Slayton, dude, great teammate. Love ya. Awesome, dude. Bad football player. Volatile. Cannot catch. Does not come up big. You have your WR1 go down. I mean, Anthony, this is what really pisses me off. Malik Neighbors goes down. You just paid Darius Slayton $36 million. $36 million to be a security blanket, a backup option, just somebody to help elevate the floor if something happens to Neighbors. Veteran of 5 years gets the call. You're going up against the worst secondary in football, and he goes out there and plays like that. I don't even think Darius Slayton would disagree with me right now, saying that he was just horrible today, and he does not play. I really do not understand anybody that does not put blame on the coaching staff, does not put blame on management. This is a full-scale operational dookie. Okay, Anthony? There is not a single person to blame. I'm not going to blame Brian Dable only or Jackson Dart only or this guy only. This is an organizational dookie. And they got to get some third-party plunger to get the shit out. Because they are just, you can't flush it because it keeps coming back up. Keeps coming back up. This is a great analogy, by the way. Just shit keeps coming back up. They can't flush it. They need to get somebody to freaking plunge this shit. Otherwise, we're going to be stuck here not only the rest of the season, but for the future too. This whole coaching staff is gone. They're dead to rights. It is over. They had a playoff mandate, and they are 1-4, just lost to the Saints, gave Spencer Rattler their first win. They're dead to rights. It's done. It's over. They're gone. But I don't trust John Mara or anyone in that front office to make one decent decision on the future of this organization. I don't know who to trust anymore, Anthony. I don't know who. Who to trust. We have a long way to competency here, and we're in week 6 already. We have a Thursday night, a short week. Our team's banged up. Slayton left with a hamstring injury. Not that matters. But like, our team's shorthanded. We're going up against the Eagles who just lost, and they're going to want to kick our ass and get back right. And we're going to be the get right game for them.
I don't even know where the Giants go from here. Listen, Brian Dable was on a hot seat going into the season. It got really hot after an 0-3 start. He bought himself some time with a win last week over the Chargers, but a loss here against the winless New Orleans Saints. Not looking good for him. Not looking good for the New York Giants. This is just another lost season. It's October. You know, we shouldn't be talking about firings. We shouldn't be talking about moving on. We shouldn't be talking about the offseason, who the Giants can acquire. But it is, once again, just another miserable time here as New York Giants fans. I can't believe it. Week 5, October 5th, and we're talking about firing everybody. But hey, that's the new Giants way. We used to have the Giants way. The Giants way was to go out there and compete hard for 60 minutes, to grind out tough games and to find ways to win against opponents who, on paper, were better than you. The new Giants way is to start making mock drafts on the PFF mock draft machine by October 5th. That's the reality for New York Giants fans. But that's it, guys. That's pretty much going to wrap this one up. Giants are now 1-4 after just an embarrassing loss to the New Orleans Saints on the road here. Do make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed our live stream and reaction. A big shout out, though, before we get out of here to JCNYC for the $5 super chat. Thank you so much, saying, Nose Dable sucks. Scatterboo fumbled. Dart dropped the ball. That's not coaching. That's on players. They were close to scoring twice, but the coaching staff did not help them score twice. The coaching staff did not make the right adjustments. That's going to wrap it up. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Ring the bell so you don't miss an episode. And do make sure to tune in to our next live stream. We'll catch you on the next one. Have a good one, and good night.
Perfect.